topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels or microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast. Inhale. Exhale. Backwards. Still dope. What up? Load up. Damn. Oh man, I'm on one today. What up, everybody out there, man? I see y'all coming in the building already. Danny Salinas, man. It's gonna be a great day today. Man, before I start up, I just want to say that the energy is powerful right now. Very powerful. You can control your destiny. That's all I want to say. Control your destiny. Everything that you want, you could have if you just put your thoughts to it. It'll happen. You know what I mean? Load up that gun. Is it? Load up. Load up. And another one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just loading up right now, man. We want to get started in the place to be. See everybody. Man, all the day happened, man. Oh man, so much to unpack and unfold today. Today is gonna be some green tea. Green tea.
Okay.
Right here before we start, man. I got so hyped that I think I went beyond my expectations myself. I went out of myself, and I kind of like let myself begin to talk outside of my body. That is OBB or OB. Out of body experience.
Out of body experience. Okay.
Out of body. OOOOE. Say 007. It's the guard. Out of body experience. All right, y'all. Hope everybody's good. Welcome to another episode of Killah Priest Podcraft. I am your host, Killah Priest, the Iron Sheik from the Middle East. I'm almost there, so prepare. I say peace. Running the rocket is none other than ADA Dizzle.
What's good? Welcome back. It's going to be a wild show. Let's go.
By my side is nothing but King Solomon.
Solomon.
What's
like
up?
that. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Hope y'all doing well. We're going to have a great show today. Happy Juneteenth.
Oh, it's Juneteenth today.
Yep.
Let me shout out the moderators up in the building. Tahuti, I see you. Shout out to you. Shout out to Danny. I see y'all in the building. We call y'all to oracles. We got oracles. Shout out to my craftsmen. Oh, we're gonna bring it back. I just saw all of that. I saw all of that, man. Rocketeers. We have rocketeers and craftsmen. So when they up in there, you know, let me give y'all some props real quick. Everybody who comes to the show, they can always look towards the craft room, and y'all always help them out. Every time a person talk, every time they doing it on talking points or anything, and if they can't remember right there, it's always the craft room. Boom, 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 hitting them with some positive feedback. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember a movie, or this person might not remember a movie. Yeah, they always got your back. You know what I'm saying? I want to give y'all a load up. You know what I'm saying? All of these clips are being loaded up for later on. I'm going to let you know why I'm going to let them off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let them off on all negative. You know what I'm saying? All negative. Catch one right now. Headshot. How about that, man? We load up extra one in there. What up, Coach Solomon? How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel great. You know, just maintaining, doing my thing and living life, working out, improving on myself, and just trying to give to myself. You know, I'm appreciating my life right now. I'm really happy. Enjoying myself, celebrating Juneteenth. If you know, I mean, that's, when slavery ended.
Oh yeah,
pretty much it. I mean, that's the reason why. You know, I mean, that's we gotta stop. So 4th of July is cool. You know what I mean? We could get over it, but this is our day for independence,
I cannot. No, for real, I can't because of personal reasons. 4th of July?
Yeah.
Nah, give me Juneteenth.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
But I feel good though. I've been really appreciating my life, and I feel like I came to a discovery with the world, and understanding where my purpose is and figuring out how I'm gonna get there and how I'm gonna get to my true purpose in life and what I want, you know. So I feel like that's what it'd be good for everybody to do. You know, try to get better. You know, I started appreciating the real hard lessons of my life, and I feel like I got some closure with myself. So I feel good.
Learning is fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Growth is necessary.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Time heal wounds, and also it helps you grow. And then you were saying things earlier while we was walking through the forest earlier. Concrete nature. And we was checking out some of the limes, how they were green. You know, you gotta say you can't tell the trees from the forest, you can't tell the fruit from the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And how nothing comes when it's not ready. Nothing comes out when it's not ready.
That's true.
Everything comes in perfect time. Stop trying to rush things. We rush too much.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you rush to get the girl too quick. You're too fast. The girl don't want. You too aggressive. You too. Be cool. Be cool. Never saw. Cool boy. You know what I'm saying? That's from. What's that? West Side Story. Gotta be cool. Just cool. Bip. Break. Be cool. Don't rush anything. It's gonna come because nature itself probably have a blessing from you or something. Your time is coming. The will, the universal will turn. Everything's a will. Goes in circular form, just like the seasons. Oh yeah, we in winter. Summer coming. You gotta give it time. Sometimes you be looking at the calendar. When you look at the calendar, you know things slow down. But you know how it is when you don't look at the calendar, how all of a sudden, damn, we in spring? We're springing out? Yeah. But now you start to lose some of the wardrobes, some of the fabric, some of the layers out there. The sun is in its all glory. Beaming, you out there like this, you know, you feeling your skin tight, you feeling vibrant. You getting that energy from the sun.
Right. And
you are the sun, so you shining back. Man, how you doing? A little sunshine on your face. Sunshine, it's a little light. Because you're enlightened anyway. We light beams.
Yeah. Nah, I completely agree with that. You killed that.
It's real.
Yeah. You know, you said something real important to me too. You said time heals all wounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put the work in. You know, like you gotta put the work in that time to heal your wounds. You know, like time can heal wounds, but if there's no effort towards it, then you're gonna still be hurt. You know what I mean? You gotta recognize your hurtness. You gotta recognize your pain and all that stuff. You gotta accept it. That's the real truth. You gotta really accept the pain that you had been through. You know what I mean? And you gotta just learn how to love yourself and find your purpose, find your passion. You know what I mean? A lot more things can be a lot more easier once you understand and recognize yourself. You know? So, you know what I mean? A lot of people hurt in this world, and hurt people. And, you know what I mean? The more unity we have with each other, better outcomes we can have. You know what I mean? More positivity.
Shadow boxing right now. You know I'm on one because I'm gonna jump right on that. Yeah, I'm gonna jump right on that. Yeah. A lot of us we get tired. Running around, chasing. Oh man, chasing things. Just chasing all type of, I wasn't gonna say chase your dreams. You run out of breath. Chase your purpose. Chase your destiny. It'll definitely meet you at a magnitude. And and it's for you. Every experience is for everybody individually. Ubiquitous. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like when you're on, and I'm not even loading up. I'm loading up green tea today, y'all. Hold up. I'm loading up the green tea. Green tea.
Yo, you big with this.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you like this?
Yeah. Yo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can spit with this. Word.
Man, yo.
Well, that green tea is disappearing in the green screen.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Is it really? Oh, yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah, because it's green.
Oh, you know what I mean?
Got a little Egypt on
So
there.
this is ghost tea now. We're gonna call this ghost. We're gonna call this ghost tea.
Yo,
But we're gonna load up though.
Hey.
Definitely gonna load up because we are already on. You can tell we caffeine. We catechin up. We catechin and GABA. We got our GABA and our catechins, our L-theanine. You know what I mean? Caffeine. You know what I'm saying? All those chemicals. We just resonating with the sauce. Resonating with the sauce. You know.
Right.
So yeah, you got to chase that. You got to get that. Chase to get to your purpose. Get to it fast. We got returning guests coming today too. So it's gonna be great. My man Brian Ford also gonna be up here. It's gonna be fun. And shout out to being Cap, man. I hope you get well.
Oh yeah, get well.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And hold on, let me pour some of this in there. And it's for you, man. We're gonna start it up. Let me look at the voltage back in the building.
What's up? What's up?
Voltage says to Hoodie my answer, right? Oh yeah, voltage. Love your beats, my brother. Load up all the time. Load them up for you. I'm gonna load them up for you. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna put down some great. I'm so excited for this weekend. But Father's Day just passed. Shout out to all the fathers out there.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody. My father. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. You know,
We don't
celebrate your father.
Exactly.
You know?
We don't get enough love in this. Am I stopping your rotation? Oh, I'm gonna be with you. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good.
Sorry.
Nah, you're right. You're right. I mean, yeah, like people don't really celebrate their fathers. You know, a lot of people are hurt. You know, from whatever trauma they gotta go through with their dads. You know, I understand it.
Shout out to all the real fathers.
But yeah, you gotta celebrate your dad. You know, you gotta celebrate your genetics, and your father is you at the end of the day, right? Most of your sons, if you're a son, your father is you. That is the truth. Yeah, I don't really get like presents and things like that. Y'all get the ties and the socks, right, and underwear. Right, y'all gets to always like if you think about moms, right? Moms get the jewelry, right? Something valuable. Dads get the little ties, that says "best dad" or the mugs.
Yeah, they get the thanks, mom, of the football, of the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
It's all about you, mom.
Yeah, that's how it be. So,
because Hollywood is crazy, man.
Yeah.
They dumb down the mail. They dumb down the mail. Hollywood, it all starts in Hollywood, going back to that.
Mm-hmm.
The TVs that y'all, the devices, nobody goes out because of small devices. They got them. The TV is this now. This is the black. This is the black mirror. TVs is shrunk down. Now, all of us who knows how to use the wand, the magic wand, who destroyed, we notice the galaxy. We understand that we have the galaxy in our palm. All those who we know how to use the wand knows what to look at. But if you don't know how to use the wand, it'll take over you and control you and program you and have you in the channels. But we know how to channel to get the right in tune, to be in tune to your daily program. You know what I'm saying? So they dumbed this down, Hollywood, and they made the because they always after and attacking our imagination and our mind to govern the world the way they want to push it. And a lot of people bought into it. They don't even know it. And it's to destroy the masculine in the world and push this agenda. We all know about that. And we're waking up. That's why it says wake up now. We have to open our eyes to it and be on point. That's it. That's your war. That's your spear tip. Point.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, if you think about every cartoon, like I think about cartoons because I'm a big fan of animation. They always dumb down the father figure or the dad or whatever. Like you think about all the cartoons. I was even brought up like thinking about Homer Simpson, thinking about Peter Griffin. I mean, those are like easy.
Randy Marsh.
You know what I mean? Randy Marsh, yeah, right. They think about all the dads that you see on media, or whatever. Even like little kid cartoons. You know what I mean? Nah, but it's like it's sad. You know what I mean? It's just that's how it is pushed. You know what I mean? Gotta use your third eye, not your see deeper than what you're supposed to see. You know what I mean? See deeper what it really is. It's kind of crazy. It's like wild to me. I don't know. I always thought how media treated the fathers was kind of like crazy. You know what I mean? And they only getting dumber too. That's the crazy part about it.
They dumbing down everybody, families, the whole everybody.
Yeah, family, because we're absorbing all the frequencies. Like we get told something, don't look deep into it, and not understand what's being told to us. It's kind of crazy. I find that wild.
How you been, AD?
Good.
How's your weekend?
Holding it steady with a machete.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
For real?
Hey.
Chilling.
Oh man, because when you swing swords, it's kind of deadly.
Ooh. See,
Yeah, I like that.
I can't be rhyming around Priest. He's a master.
Right.
He's a wordsmith.
Now he's gonna expose you.
I come up with 2 rhymes. He comes up with 15.
Oh. Wordsmith. Yo, make sure. Listen, y'all coming in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like. Hit the like. Make sure that y'all hit the like because we about to go in. You know what I'm saying? We about to go in. About to go into another dimension. Shout out to everybody who came on the craft, man. Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Solo.
Yeah. I'm Rich Genetics said they even dumbed down Goku as a father. You know, it's crazy. I've always said Goku's a very misunderstood character overall. Like, he's not a bad father. People paint him that way. Yeah, he made some really questionable decisions, I always say. But I mean, at the end of the day, he did love Gohan. You know what I mean? He just loved martial arts. He loved fighting. You know what I mean? That's the best I could say.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of anime, you know, if you got watch anime, it's a big thing with fathers in anime. It's a big thing. Like, a lot of fathers, they make the fathers look like they ain't nothing. I just think a lot of them are misunderstood. But I ain't gonna lie, a lot of anime dads do make a lot of big decisions. Goofy, oh yeah, Goofy. If you haven't seen Goofy movie too, very misunderstood. You know what I mean? Like, he did love Max. You know what I mean? Y'all seen the Goofy movie?
I got you.
Nah, see, it's one of those like throwbacks. But that's a good like father son movie. I think, in my opinion, it actually gives you a good message. You know what I mean? It's just 2 misunderstandings because Max is becoming a teenager, Goofy's a father. But just very misunderstood. Goofy's a misunderstood character. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
But takes him on the trip, learn something deeper that spent time, but they was both learning each other. And I think that's really important for, because, when you're a teenager, y'all could butt heads, right? But, like, when you get to a point, it's a point of understanding that when y'all get entwined and understand both of each other, a relationship will flourish. It'll be a lot more easier. I encourage everybody to, like, spend some time with their fathers, spend some time with their moms, of course. Typically you do. But I'm saying, like, spend time with your family because...
Shut up, Mom.
Yeah, shout out to my mother. Oh, yeah. Happy belated birthday. I mean, I wish the happy birthday, but her birthday was this past Friday. It's Tupac's birthday, but that's my mom's birthday. That's what's more important to me. You know what I mean? But shout out to my mother. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
Love that lovely lady, so... You know what I mean? But yeah, spend some time with your parents, spend some time with your loved ones because, that's what really what matters overall, you know what I mean? True legacy, true purpose, and just understanding yourself. Like, I think fathers and sons, we typically, as we get older, we could butt heads sometimes, right? But the egos, it's just a misunderstanding. And once you understand that y'all the same, it's a lot more easier to understand. That's why I like the Goofy movie. Goofy movie exposes both their ideas, both who they are as a father and son. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're the same person.
Yeah.
So I get that. I don't know. I know nobody else saw the movies. If y'all saw the movies, y'all would know. You know what I mean? Check out the Goofy movie and watch it with your little kid if you want to. So I'll just say that.
Amazing.
Yep.
Just like I thought it would be.
Very interesting face.
Very interesting face.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, very interesting face. Just like I thought it would be. Yeah, that's what we need. That very interesting face. Yeah, that was very rich, very rich with nutrients. Thank you for that. That's a beautiful jewel right there.
Yeah, definitely.
When you polish those jewels, y'all make sure y'all polish it with love and not with friction.
Mm-hmm.
So you take these jewels and take them in because, hey man, you know, it's coming from the youth. When you they say it in these days that the youth should be wise, and somehow our elders are acting like kids. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at that. You got to look at that and do the knowledge to that. You know what I'm saying? So you could be able to grow stronger.
Yeah,
And that's what it's about.
and iron sharp as iron too. You know, another thing too. So you learn
That's
that.
right.
Once you learn that, it creates stronger, a sharper metal, right?
Right. So delusions, we kind of like conceptualize these delusions and put them inside of our minds, right? And we start of what we appear, what we think life's supposed to be, because we see the stars up there, we see the videos, we see all this. So we live in this delusion of what we feel it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not, you know. And then we start going around in that life. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they caked on us.
Right.
But when you in your zone, when you in your time, it's not really like that. But it's a delusion that they're putting on us through film, TV, film, and these little devices right here. They said we're gonna get you when you go outside. I'm gonna go in right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in.
Are you gonna go in?
All right. I'm gonna light up.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, so delusions. So when you go outside, they want you so much. The magazines don't work no more. They said, well, we're going to put them out there anyway, just for the stragglers on their fast food store. They got that lit up. You know what I'm saying? It'd be lit up at nighttime. You already know Kansas fried chicken. They didn't even know. You never heard of Kansas. Kansas fried chicken. They got that. Yeah. Not just Kentucky. They got Kansas fried chicken. They might got Colonel. What's the other one? Carl's Juniors.
Oh yeah, Carl's Jr. You're right.
Yeah.
You got you said Kentucky, right?
Hell yeah.
You said Kentucky, right?
Oh yeah, Kentucky fried.
Oh, we got Kennedy's too.
Oh, come on with that. Kennedy.
Shouts to New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you know about New York, it's Kennedy's out there.
Exactly. Kennedy fried chicken in the Kennedy fried chicken. What else they got? They got come on, give me some more. McDonald's Golden Arches.
Right. You can't go wrong with that.
Shout out to the park.
The Royal King of burgers.
Yeah. Royal King, Royal Chicken. And they call it Royal too. They be lit up. You don't know what they're doing. They just stomping them. They just dropping them in the grease and letting it go.
We love that grease now. You know, stop playing with those people. Those people, we love them grease.
But see, we are feeding this brain.
Yeah.
We're feeding this brain, and then you're going out, but people don't even go out that much because of the small devices. But then we find out they said vices. Some of us say, "What's your vice? You want some advice? Some Advil." Shout out Daddy Selena.
You know the wordplay.
Huh?
You can wordplay anything.
Yeah, advice. I mean, the words are not but spells. We wizards. So what we do as wizards, we just play around with it because we slip through the cracks. Some of us, a lot of us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
maybe you.
Yeah. That's crazy, yo. It's wild, yo.
Yeah. So delusion. We live in a delusion society.
Yep.
We live in a society full of delusions, and they feed us that. Come on, let's sit up on that. Let's sit back on the Nebuchadnezzar real. Let's sit back up in
delusion. Delusion only starts because a lot of people were misguided. I think that's where it actually stems from. Delusion could be anywhere between how you feel like things should play out, or it could come out as like what you want in terms of like, let's say you want something very important, like let's say you want a relationship, or like let's say you want a goal that's set, right? But you don't know how to guide yourself there. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're craving a level of guidance how to do it. You know what I mean? So the delusion happens when you think you fall for what words are. You know what I mean? But you don't understand the definition of the word and don't know how to practice those words.
Right.
That makes sense. You know what I mean? So I mean, like I've noticed that, and especially in the relationship world, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of things that's delusional. And the truth is because there's a lot of misunderstandings of words. Like, you know how girls will say like they want a leader or a protector or all that type of stuff, but those are just words until they actually see what the true definitions are of those words. Right. So when they don't know how to differentiate they don't know how to see the difference between the two. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. You know,
right.
so
balance.
Yeah, balance
too.
But it's understanding. It's like, man, I'm trying to find a great way to explain this. It's like an understanding. You gotta like understand what that is. You know what I mean? What that looks like. You know what I mean? Not what is being said. You know what I mean?
Right. Materialize it. It kind of like just like a spell right there, because you kind of like you
envision.
Mm-hmm.
You envision it. Great is he that's in him, right? You envision it, but then you project it. You project it out where it becomes flesh from you. Remember, man became flesh. So you being that Godhead, you speak it into existence.
Manifestation.
Matt, there you go. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. And look, man, and let us make manifestation. It's a manifest station.
Right.
So we it just keep coming like this. I don't know. We don't make this up.
Station.
That's right. It's a manifest. But and when we say man, we talk about human, all kind. Don't you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about planet, animals, and an anamorphic world, and all of that. So, here we zoning in.
Yeah, no, you tap me in real quick. Yeah, okay.
In.
So this is actually a good example. Look at nature for example, right? I watched. Earlier we was watching like birds. He was walking around the park. My dad did a live earlier, and I was looking actually the male bird pursue the female bird. I actually was watching that, right? I find it so interesting how
aggressive too,
that looks. Nah, he was on it. You know what I mean? He was really on it. You know what I mean?
It was like,
no, you know, that's nature. You know what I mean? We got to understand that these are birds. They're not humans, right? But I found it so fascinating because it's their nature, though. You know what I mean? They're looking to procreate. They're looking they don't even know why they're doing it. They're just doing it because they're birds. They know that, you got to get on with the ladybird to make some eggs. You know what I mean? And it's just nature. That's how it is. But
she said, "You fly."
But I've seen the ladybird peck the bugs off the male bird. I thought that was really an expression of love to me. You know what I mean? And that's actually what I'm trying to say. Like, it's like they just know embedded. It's embedded because they don't concept the way we concept. They don't have the same ideas. We think about relationships and everything like that. But when love is right in front of you and the signs are right in front of you, you gotta recognize it. But most people can't recognize that. But birds, they just do it off of despite. They just know how to mate.
I think because they're one of the oldest, like dinosaurs, the raptors. Yeah, you're right. And birds, there's a word, lovebirds.
Mm-hmm.
The crow, they stick together. And birds don't be just like, yo, you gonna fly out like that? You're gonna be like, when they be there, they be there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too many birds. I mean, when they get older, it's time to get up out that nest. But you gotta look at that little family right there. Yeah. Then one look, that's like a circle, like a jungle. Sometimes it make me wonder how I keep from going another. Well, anyway, hip hop, right? Hip hop is a beautiful thing. Yeah. Hip hop music is beautiful in itself, but some of the hip hop that come through and music that was created life. And we used to say you fly. And it all relates back to the birds. You know what I'm saying? We talk about birds of a feather flock together. And when you rat, sorry rats, but when you rat, they call you a stool pigeon. So, you can check out Jizzy. He made a song called Animal Planet. There's the love birds right there.
Yeah, man.
The hearts in there. And they stick together, man. They birds, they you keep my eggs here. You sit on out, I go out there. Then you got the owls. They go out there, get the mouse, bring them back, and they be doing that.
Yeah. Yo, we even seen like the hood birds. Remember we was walking and we saw the male bird protecting the female bird in the street. The female bird was nursing an egg in the street, and the male bird was over here.
That was crazy.
That was wild.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like they just embedded. They just know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They was in the street, y'all, like real, like it wasn't no trees and nothing. It was down there with the people. And it's like I don't know if they couldn't find them a tree around there or something, but they was on the ground.
Yeah.
And we was walking. You saw that it was two pigeons, and he was stuck by his chick because his chick. See, we call our girls chick, and then he stuck by his chick. She was sitting there, and he was just sitting on the egg. She was owner. I don't know who was sitting on the egg at that point. I feel she was.
Yeah, she had to be because she was just chilling. She was just sitting. The male bird was, you know what I mean, looking around, trying to, I guess, attack somebody if somebody come in, right?
Yeah.
Like I can imagine. That's wild. And that's actually, it's actually so crazy how nature's right in front of us, and we still have problems with modern day relationships nowadays. That's how I look. It's so fascinating to me. It's like wild. Exactly. It's like, yo, it's like the answer's right in front of us. We just gotta recognize it. You know what I mean? It's like right there. But people gotta see their signs. They gotta see the signs because there's signs everywhere. We just need to know how to pinpoint the right ones. But there's so much different signs. You could get negative ones and you could get positive ones. But the positive ones is really intentional and spiritual. You just gotta know them. You know what I mean? It's right there because you feel it in your spirit. You know, a lot of people should feel the positive ones in their spirit. The negative, pay attention too much. Your head is gonna pay attention to a lot of negative ones. Your spirit and your heart is going to tell you what is positive right away. You know what I mean? That's the truth.
I'm letting off. Yeah. Let's let it off. Just keep out there. I'm going to the mall. I'm in the mall now. everybody clear out the mall. We're in the building. Yep. We're in the building. It's on fire tonight. Yep. Yo, we got Bart. We got Bart Sibrel. I hope I said the last name. Yeah, he was on here. Sibrel. Bart Sibrel. He's going to come through a little later on and give us some more wisdom, stuff like that. You know what I mean? He's a returning guest. He was on here before. Bart Sibrel.
Yeah.
Sibrel. Now, well, anyway, yeah, exactly. Well, that was live. We let it. I told we build up and let off. You know what I mean? Solo Gems, you went in on that one.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can tell we turned up.
Yeah, I get passionate sometimes. I start, I get my mode. Yeah, that's really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's our morality. We care about our morality. I have a lot. I value my morality. You know what I mean? Learn how to value morality too. Like, so I want to see more people that's happy out there. To recognize themselves and be able to see with clear vision. And
check testing 1 2.
Yeah, but I just want people to see with clear vision and let the river flow. You know what I mean? I said that a little bit early on my Instagram. I just want people to see let the river flow.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up?
Yeah, exactly. Bart. What's up, my man? Did I say your name right? Peace. Welcome to the Podcraft. Yes, we are great, man. You said that you wanted to return, and you're here, man. And Bart, what's good with you, man?
Or not, I've climbed to the top of the world's tallest pyramid in Egypt when I was 20 years old. And
for that, you climbed to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a picture.
Crazy.
I have a picture of it somewhere. I should try to share it. Maybe I can share it in the chat.
Right.
But I think it's about 55 stories tall. The base of it, the square footage of the base is 13 acres.
Right.
And they forbid you to climb it. So I thought, well, let me do it at night and I'll be able to sneak and do it. Right. That was the worst time because they had armed guards with AK-47 surrounding it. And they're like, "You want to climb?" And I'm like, "Oh, no."
I think you told us this before.
I decided to go during the day, and I picked the side that had the shade. And, it says no climbing. It's not like an Aztec pyramid with steps. Originally, it was smooth. And I found out afterwards it's considered a difficult free climb. And a United States Marine killed himself 3 days before I did it. Fortunately, I didn't know that. So I went up and very fast. I was like sprinting going up. I got to the top in about 45 minutes.
Wow.
And the top of it is about maybe maybe 15 feet square. And originally from that point to an actual point, it was solid gold, and Napoleon or somebody took it. And it was pretty cool. You could see all of Cairo. Going down, though, took me about twice as long because I could tell how high up I was. And I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done?
Right.
And I had to kind of go down backwards. Well, kind of the same way I went up, but looking. I actually fell once, and I just like Spider-Man grabbed everything with my legs and arms, and fortunately didn't die. And made it down. There's a picture of me at the top somewhere. I'll see if I can share it in chat.
Oh, definitely. Now, when you went up the pyramid, you went on the outside of it?
Yeah, on the outside. And originally it was smooth, and then it's all eroded because they're about at least 4,500 years old, and some people believe 10,500 years old.
Wow.
And so you just kind of, you grab whatever rock is sticking out there. And of course there's sand and grit there, so it makes it a little difficult. But I went up surprisingly fast. I never looked back. You know, the scriptures say, he who puts his hand to the plow and looks back is not fit for service, right?
Right.
And so I just went up, never looked behind me. And but going down, I had to look the direction I was going. And I was like, okay, should I scream like a little girl and they'll send a helicopter? Well, that'd be embarrassing. or do I try to make it? And, you know, thank God I heard about the Marine killing himself 3 days earlier after I had done it, not before.
Yeah.
And that was one of my goals in life, believe it or not, was to climb to the top of the world's tallest pyramid in Egypt. And believe it or not, the other goal was to sneak off of the haunted house ride at Walt Disney World. I did that one.
Right.
I did that one.
Did you run through the tunnel?
Yeah. The one you ride, I actually got off in the middle of the ride, went exploring. And you remember the room that's like a library with the books all over the floor, like a windstorm came through?
Wait a minute,
I
this
took
is
one
Disney
of the
World?
books.
Disney World?
Yeah, Disney World. So I took one of the books. It was like this
I've never
thick.
been to Disney World.
It was like the anthology of British poetry. And you could tell what page. It was laying on the floor there for many years with dust, you know, collecting on that. Guess what page it was open to?
Which one?
666.
Wow.
Talk about attention to detail.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So, and the third goal was to be happily married. And so far, so good. But anything that's a blessing seems to be a double-edged sword. So I'm still trying to figure out how to be a good husband. But fortunately, I as long as you keep trying, God gives you grace.
Hey,
Hey.
man, we just was talking about that, man. It's just the way that Hollywood made it is it's almost impossible. So I got to give you kudos on trying to make it work. You know what I mean? You know, making it work for you and your wife, right? Because the way that the modern society is they kind of manipulate everyone and keep everybody against everyone. You know, I wonder where I heard that from.
Well,
you know, I think one of the best quotes of the 20th century was from Rodney King, who, you know, got beaten up by 20 cops on camera who somehow were found not guilty. I mean, I just don't understand that one. Figure that one out. And he said, very humbly, you know what I mean? He didn't accuse the cops.
Right.
He said, why can't we all just get along? And I think this whole Republican Democrat thing isn't true. As you know from the moon landing fraud, we have an eyewitness who stood beside President Johnson, who's a Democrat, while they filmed the fake moon landing at Cannon Air Force Base. And then Republican Nixon gave it the thumbs up. So both parties conspired to lie and cheat Americans. So I think they like us going after each other, so we won't go after them, you know?
Right. And you took one for the team. I remember, right? You got punched in the face for being over there.
Really?
Did you do the punching or did they punch you in the face?
They punched me. It's amazing how the grapevine works. I was working as a reporter at NBC at the time.
Yeah.
And another colleague comes up and he says, I heard you punched John Glenn. And I'm like, not exactly correct. I got punched by Buzz Aldrin, because after we made the first film, which is called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, and you can see it for free at Sibrel.com. Mind you, this film cost $1 million, and I was financed by a board member of an aerospace company who builds rockets for NASA, who knows the moon missions are fake. You can imagine a guy working for NASA gives me $1 million to prove the moon landing fraud. Right?
Wow.
We uncover this classified footage of fake photography of them faking being halfway to the moon with a 1-foot model of the Earth, dated 2 days into the flight, with a 3rd track of audio of the CIA telling them how to fake it. That debuts in my film, which convinces almost everyone they did in fact fake the moon missions.
Yeah.
And then after I made that movie, I guess from watching courtroom TV shows, I said, well, why don't we just track down some of these guys and ask them to swear to God on a Bible whether they walked on the moon or not. Now, if I walked on the moon and someone thought it was done in a TV studio, I would find that hysterically funny.
Right.
And I would be mad. I would be like, sure, I'll swear on a Bible. Would 2 make it better, or 3? But they react like I'm walking up to them in front of their wife and saying, oh, your mistress says hello. You see, a sword with no point causes no injury. And they react angrily because I'm correct. And as you know, from Astronauts Gone Wild, the name of the second film, which has the punch in it, we also were showing this classified footage to Edgar Mitchell, Apollo 15 astronaut, in his living room, brought in a monitor, showed him the fake footage. He turns beet red, starts saying, where did you get this? And literally kicks me from behind. And in the commotion, we leave a wireless microphone on him. And in the commotion, my camera operator forgets to hit stop record. So while the camera is in the back seat of the rental car in the astronaut's driveway, we're unintentionally recording the private conversations of him and his son in his house with the door closed. And they're talking about, word for word, calling the CIA to have me assassinated.
Wow.
You can hear it crystal clear for free at Sibrel.com. So if they really went to the moon, and I'm some silly person who thinks it was done in a TV studio, why would the CIA care? Why would the CIA have to be involved? You see?
Because they're making $27 billion a year.
Well, yeah, the fact is, and another question, why does an astronaut on a civilian mission have the CIA in his Rolodex? And we know from the deathbed confession of Cyrus Eugene Akers, who witnessed the faking of the moon landing at Cannon Air Force Base in 1968, that they did in fact fake it. And so this is what my book is all about, this deathbed confession, and how the most outrageous of conspiracy theories ends up being true, which only demonstrates the complete arrogance of the federal government to continue to lie, steal, and murder their own people. Because I interviewed some of the astronauts' relatives, and Betty Grissom is the widow of the man who was going to be the first man to walk on the moon. I interviewed her for 4 hours. And she told me that her husband was murdered by the CIA. She said on January 26, 1967, he comes home from work and says, hon, for some strange reason, the CIA is all over the launch pad today, messing with the equipment. Never seen them here before. Why are they here today? The very next day, the guy dies from faulty equipment. What had happened is a few weeks beforehand, he was so frustrated that they were a decade away from going to the moon, not a year, that he had an impromptu press conference without permission, invited a bunch of reporters to the top of the rocket, where he hung a lemon at the top of the rocket, calling the thing a piece of junk. And then days later, they killed him because he wouldn't cooperate with the faking of the moon landing fraud. And this is not my opinion, it's the opinion of the dead man's widow. And so our first document of this country isn't the Constitution, it's the Declaration of Independence that says when any government becomes destructive of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. Well, life, right? They cops keep murdering their own people, right? And the CIA murdered their own astronauts, and we paid for the salaries of the CIA agents and the hardware they used to kill them with that, quote, faulty equipment. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So the government is destructive of life.
Mm.
They're destructive of liberty. If you have to ask permission to go shopping, permission to have more than 4 people at your house for your son's birthday party, or they shut your electricity off and send you to jail, that's slavery. That's not freedom, right? And so they're
Clearly.
destroying life, they're destroying liberty, and they're destroying the pursuit of happiness. If they shut down your church, shut down your business, and that's your way of being happy. So the moon landing fraud, I think, I showed this footage to 2 NBC news directors who absolutely agreed it proved that they never went to the moon. One refused to broadcast it for fear it would cause a civil war, and the other one was going to broadcast it nationwide until the federal government told them not to. Maybe because, whoever shot JFK, the guy's still dead, and whoever did 9/11, all those people are still dead. This is different. This is a positive lie. This is taking away candy and giving them a turd. You see, people got down on their knees and they prayed for the astronauts. They waved their flag. They gave them medals of honor for being such good liars. And they printed it on coins, on stamps for the public to find out that all that's a lie. Maybe this is the very thing that's needed to reform the government. Orwell said, whoever controls the past controls the future. So as long as these criminals are saying in the past the moon landings are real when they're certainly not, then those same criminals are controlling our future, which means unless the moon fraud comes out, is exposed, we'll never have an honest federal government.
You did did you do an interview with David Weiss?
Remind me who David Weiss is.
He's the flat earther that also speaks on
He's
NASA. I could have sworn.
I'm not sure. I've done a lot of interviews, and some of those people do believe the earth is flat. I don't think it matters. The most important thing in this life is to make it into the next one, which is eternal. And fortunately, the scriptures never say that you have to pass a geography exam to enter heaven.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
The earth could be a triangle. The issue is the corruption of the world governments. That's the issue.
Yeah.
And we need to find common ground.
It's the lies that have been told.
That's right. An interesting thing about the scriptures in Luke 4, when Jesus is being tempted by Lucifer out in the desert, not too far from that picture behind you, Lucifer said that if Jesus bowed down to him, that he would give him all the kingdoms of the world because they belong to Lucifer, and Lucifer gives them to anyone he wants to. You see, I went to church once on a Wednesday night when it's a little more interactive, and they said, "Who's Lord of the earth?" And everyone's like, "Jesus." And he said, "Wrong. Read your Bible. Satan is the Lord of the earth." It says so right there in Luke 4. He controls the kingdoms of the world, and he gives them to his people. You see, how ironic that mankind's greatest accomplishment is a complete lie. So my film, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, opens up with the Tower of Babel, which they say was simply to boast, to prove we're the greatest because our building is the tallest. Never finished. Then we show the Titanic, and they put in print the ship that God himself could not sink. Also never finished. And then Tricky Dick Nixon, when he knew they were not on the moon, said putting a man on the moon is the greatest event since creation. You see, how ironic that the greatest accomplishment of fallen mankind in a fallen world run by the greatest liar is a complete lie. It's very symbolic spiritually. Maybe the truth will come out, maybe, and it would be a great awakening to people. It would be like having a cold glass of water thrown in your face. You wake up, you realize you're sleepwalking, you look down, and you're 1 foot away from a cliff. That's what the truth of this coming out would be like. When I popped in that secret tape and it finally dawned on me and I finally admitted that the moon missions were fake, I'm like, oh my gosh, how sad is this? It's so sad. I quietly wept. I'm like, wow, they really did fake the moon landing. How pathetic. It's really just juvenile. Why didn't they just say They set a goal and they can't do it. That's what a mature government would have done. I'm sorry, we misspoke. You know, but they faked it, and they killed people to cover it up. In fact, I didn't put this in my book, guys, but Cyrus Eugene Akers, who confessed to eyewitnessing the moon landing fraud, first confessed as he's dying, wanting to get right with God, that he was a murderer. He murdered a co-worker at Cannon Air Force Base. And he said the reason was because that co-worker was going to go to a reporter and tell what they had eyewitnessed, which was the faking of the moon landing. You see? And he killed him to cover it up. That you don't make that stuff up as you're dying.
Well, that makes the question. That draws on the question of what else they faked in. If they lied to everyone about that, then what else do you think they lied about? It's crazy because you question your own sanity and what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're lately they want us to believe in UFOs. They're quote leaking information about UFOs. The government doesn't leak anything unless it's a psyop. So if they're leaking UFOs, it's probably because they want us to believe in them, right? Keep in mind, Edgar Mitchell, the guy who threatened to have me killed by the CIA, or his son did, right? He spent his whole life going around saying the moon landings are real when they were not. And he spent his whole life going around saying UFOs and aliens are real too. I think they're just about as real as the moon landing. In fact, President Johnson gave my source, Cyrus Eugene Akers, and this is what Moon Man, the book is, at Sibrel.com. The book is in audio, Kindle, or print. He was given a list of 15 VIP eyewitnesses who were allowed in to view the faking of the moon landing. We published that list in the book. Some of these people are still alive, including a gentleman by the name of Robert Emenager. I never heard of half of these people on the list. And Robert Emenager is a science fiction consultant for the federal government. And he spent all of his life going around saying UFOs are real and the moon landings are real. You see? So I bet UFOs are just as real as the moon landing. So they want us to believe in them, you see, and they're going to make it look like they're leaking it out. Well, what is that all about, right?
What do you think? Okay, I don't want to cut you off. You rolling? I was going to ask you a question. Okay, yeah. What do you think about the new one about the family in Vegas? That one? Did you see that? See that one? That footage of the family that called in from that UFO, and they claimed that they seen actual creatures come out, and this was on like regular public news. Did you see anything?
I haven't seen that one, but I'm familiar with things like that.
Oh no, we should play that one for you.
If you go to Sibrel.com, scroll down about halfway. I wrote an article called "Are There Really Aliens?" And I spent probably 300 hours writing that article. And I basically concluded what the top UFO researchers concluded. There are two top UFO researchers who have been researching UFOs for like 4 decades, one American, one Frenchman. And they held a press conference in Washington several years ago. It was recorded. And after all the testimony and all their decades of research, independently of one another, they came to the following conclusion. Number one, UFOs are real. Number two, they're not from outer space. They're from Earth. And number three, they're demonic. I believe that they are fallen angels, which are talked about in the Bible. Now, if fallen angels have been around for thousands of years, then they would have thousands of year old technology. What better place to hide than in the ocean? What better vehicle to have than one that can become a submarine and an aircraft and spacecraft, right?
That's interesting. Okay.
But the conclusion is UFOs are not from outer space. They're from Earth, and they're demonic. People, while being abducted, they invoke the name of Jesus and the aliens run away. Now, if they're from another planet, why would the name of Buddha, Christ, Bart, or Killah Priest matter to them, right? But you see, so there's something going on there. And if you believe in the Nephilim, according to Genesis chapter 6, angels intermarried with humans and caused the deformity of giantism,
Mhm.
then according to Leviticus 19:19, which God says, don't make GMOs, don't crossbreed. And when you do, when you take a horse and a donkey to get a mule, the mule is sterile because you disobeyed God's laws about DNA.
Mm.
Since GMOs were introduced in the food supply,
Right.
sterility has increased by 65% around
But
the
didn't
world.
Jacob? Okay, I'm sorry, Kyle. I want you to keep it. Did Jacob crossbreed? And
That I don't know about. This is in Genesis chapter 6,
Okay,
and that
okay.
was a little bit later
Okay.
in the timeline. But the point is,
Right.
if a horse and a mule, which defies God's command, produce an offspring that is sterile,
Right.
then I suggest to you that a fallen angel and a human, which produces Nephilim, that the Nephilim is sterile. Why is it when people have UFO abductions, they are collecting sperm and eggs? Because they can't reproduce themselves. They have to keep going back to the source. I say that's more proof that aliens are really fallen angels in disguise. And they're liars, remember? Right? They're going to say, I'm from this galaxy 300 light years away. And how can that be proven or disproven? And get this, the latest TV show called Ancient Aliens concluded the following. Now, they did a study of all blood types of all races about 10, 15 years ago. And they traced it backwards in time. And they said all humans came from one woman, just like the Bible says. So these people who don't want to believe in God said, okay, we can't deny that, but we weren't made by God, we were made by aliens. And they never asked the simple question that a third grader would ask, okay, if we're made by aliens, then who made the aliens, you see? So if you take it to the next level, if aliens are really fallen angels and the chief of the fallen angels is Lucifer, what they're really saying is we were made by Lucifer instead of God. And it talks about this in the Bible. It says Lucifer wanted to ascend and take the glory of God. And that's what they're saying here in the last days, that mankind was made by fallen angels instead of God. You see that?
What's the name of that article again? Just repeat it for me.
Yeah, just go to Sibrel.com, Sibrel.com.
Okay.
Scroll down about halfway, and it says, are there really aliens from outer space? And there's multiple links in the article. I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours writing it and researching it. And just like my conclusion about the Apollo 1 fire, it's based on the family members. Their opinion is my opinion. If Bobby Kennedy Jr., who has more access to the Kennedy assassination files than Oliver Stone, says his uncle was killed by the CIA, I believe him. And if Betty Grissom and Scott Grissom say their father, who was going to be the first man to walk on the moon, was murdered by the CIA, I believe him. And if the top two UFO researchers say UFOs are real, but they're from Earth and not from outer space, and they're demonic, I believe them. That means they're fallen angels lying and claiming that they're aliens, because all these Apollo astronauts who said the moon landings are real also said aliens are real, you see? And that was a big part of their agenda. They talked about the moon landings, they talked about aliens, interchanging them, you see? They want us to believe lies. The government wants us to believe lies. They want us to believe the moon landings are real. Lie. They want us to believe in aliens. Lie.
To distract us from what?
Well, Reagan and a couple other people said it would be a way of unifying the world into a one world government to have a common enemy, right? Our founding fathers knew better. Whenever someone took an oath for Congress, Senate, Army, or policemen, they swore to protect our country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Who killed Kennedy? An American. Who did 9/11? An American. Who faked the moon landing? An American. You see, the boogeyman is always Russia or China because that's misdirection, like a magician. You see, the greatest threat to America are the traitors in the federal government. And these traitors want us to have a one world government. They want to collapse the United States. New World Order even though I'm sure it involves Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group, and the Rothschilds. If you just define the term, all it means is there'll be a new number one. That's all technically what New World Order means. It means there's going to be a new order, a new number one, which means they're going to take down the United States of America intentionally, right? Our country is falling apart. Schools. There are school districts that not a single person in the entire school passes the math exam. So instead of teaching them better, they lower what a passing grade is. I went to a major university that was built in 1865, right? Been around for a long time. I didn't study for the physics exam, but I still got the second highest grade, which technically was an F. But because of the curve, it became an A. That's the day I left that college, which was producing doctors too.
Wow.
Can you imagine? They're giving doctors who make Fs A's in order to pass them. Bridges are falling apart, schools are falling apart, society is falling apart, right? And they want to take down America in order to have a new world order. You see,
Right.
That put things in perspective for me, because I've always said, like, I feel like doctors are not coming up with solutions now, and it's kind of making me think about things I think about on my own time. I'm like, doctors need to become real. How come they haven't cured nothing? Like, how come we haven't fathomed that thing? And I've always said I went to college and I kind of just got by, you know, to be honest. I'm a good student, but, you know, I just got by studying, and, you know, it wasn't really working that hard. But I could imagine a lot of doctors, a lot of teachers, even teachers too, and lawyers, and all these people that we haven't found solutions with that. So you make me think right now.
Some doctors are, but you have to find those right doctors, and they can't be public about it.
Yeah.
Because if they find something that they realize, oh, this kind of, you know, puts cancer in remission, they can't publicize it and say that you're curing anything.
Right.
They can help their patients, give some advice and suggestions to put stuff in remission, but they can't say the word cure, and they can't publicize it at all. But you're lucky if you can find those doctors. Go ahead.
Yeah, think about what he's saying about cancer. The best, you know, cure for cancer that our modern medicine has to offer in the United States is chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is only successful 5% of the time. So if I said, hey, I'm going to buy you a free round trip ticket to Paris, but there's a 95% chance the plane is going to crash. Will you get on the plane? And if the mankind's greatest accomplishment and the United States' greatest accomplishment is putting a man on the moon, which is a lie, what other lies? Well, calling this a democracy, that's a lie, because Congress and the Senate didn't vote to fake the moon landing fraud. Whoever did it anyway. You see that? 90% of Americans wanted GMO labeling. It was passed by Congress and the president vetoed it. A democracy is supposed to be 51% having their way. 90% of Americans cannot have their way. The corporations didn't want mandatory GMO labeling, and the corporations won over 90% of Americans. So that's a lie. And get this, we're told we have the best healthcare in the world. The exact opposite is true. I can prove it. If you remove cancer and heart disease from the cause of fatalities, after that, statistically proven, the number one cause of death in America is medical malpractice. Kills that they know of 750,000 people a year. And get this, 70% of Americans are taking prescription medicine. Well, that means 70% of Americans are sick. If there's a country in the world that has 70% of their population sick all the time, that's the worst healthcare in the world, is it not? Right? Especially when medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer. You see, but we're told the opposite. We're told we're free when we're slaves. Can I open my business? Oh, I can't. Okay. What about now? I can't. Okay. What about now? Okay. I have to wait longer. Now it's okay. Okay. That's a slave, right? They're literally turning off people's electricity for having 5 people at their child's birthday party. We said 4's the limit. Do what you're told. That's slavery. We're told we're free when we're slaved. We're told we have a democracy when it's a dictatorship. We're told we have the best health care in the world when we have the worst. And we're told our greatest accomplishment, putting a man on the moon, is real. When 50 years later, with 50 years better technology, that can only send an astronaut 1,000th the distance to the moon. So technology was greater in the past than in the future. That's a historic and scientific impossibility, which means it was a forgery. How sad is that? This is what our country is based on. A bunch of lies.
We should have a webcam up there by now.
Well, something. If they could go to the moon on the first attempt with 1960s technology, when all of NASA combined had 1/1,000,000th the computing power of a cell phone, we would have been on Mars 10 years later. We'd be in another solar system by now, and there'd be bases all over the moon. I mean, how can we play golf and drive cars on the moon in 1969 when 54 years later we can only send mannequins to orbit the moon? Right? How can you have 1,000 times greater space traveling technology in 1969 than you can today? You can't. Just 10 years after the atomic bomb was blown up, atomic bombs were 1,000 times more powerful. This is the only time in the entire history of the world that a technical breakthrough, like flying across the Atlantic, breaking the sound barrier, splitting the atom, that was not super advanced 10 years later, and no one could repeat it 50 years later. You see, it's the first time in the history of the world that technology was greater in the past than in the future, which is an impossibility, you see? And if it weren't for people's emotional attachment to the glorious moon landings, they would see it for what it is.
That's interesting. Splitting the atom. That's some science behind that, splitting the atoms.
Yeah, I mean, the first atomic bomb was blown up in 1945. So in 1955, atomic bombs were 1,000 times more powerful. Lindbergh flew across the Atlantic in 1927. Imagine 50 years go by and not a single airplane has flown across the Atlantic. No one can do it, just Lindbergh. Sorry. Wow. Can't be done, can't be repeated. When there's 747s the size of 2 houses flying over the Atlantic, hundreds of them a day, right? The 747 was built with 10 years newer technology than the Apollo rocket, and it took 168 attempts to get the fuselage off the ground after millions of aircraft had been built. In fact, NASA has never kept a schedule a single time in their entire history, except the most complicated one of all time. They were ahead of schedule. And not a single aerospace endeavor ever worked the first occasion. Not the 747, not the Wright brothers kite plane. Only the most complicated one of all time worked on the first occasion ahead of schedule. You see? Just to put mannequins around the moon, they were like 10 years behind schedule. Just to put a telescope into Earth orbit, 10 years behind schedule. And that's with decades better technology. Right?
Right. That's crazy.
It just boggles the mind. They really did fake the moon landing, and it just shows the complete arrogance of the federal government.
Wow.
So how we even find that solution? How can we even fix this? What I mean? I think
that's a great question.
My only theory would be to get people together to, I feel like a lot of people are divided in their belief systems. I think that's what it is, but people have to come together, I think, to overcome all this manipulations and lies and all that type of stuff. It's kind of wild. I always think about solutions.
The last chapter of my book, which is at Sibrel, S as in Sam, I, B as in boy, REL, Sibrel.com. I read it myself in audio, Kindle, or print. The last chapter is exactly answering your question. It says, it's called What to Do About This Mess. Now, last year, I released a board game. You can play it on your smartphone. It's for free. It's also at Sibrel.com. It's a 7x7 board with 7 pieces each that have to move 7 spaces every turn, called 7. The point is, my partner and I wrote the rules. And so we're like, okay, should this be a rule or that be a rule? So what we really need is new rules for the federal government so that this level of corruption never happens again. The first one is not to have Congress and the Senate chosen by election. The first democracy 2,000 years ago in Greece, which lasted 500 years, and I doubt if America is going to last that long, they chose their representatives by lottery. I mean, imagine you have a jury being chose to decide the life or death fate of another human being, and they're chosen at random. So I say choose Congress and the Senate by lottery, by random drawing. Maybe you have to be at least 25 years old, natural born citizen, and no felonies in the last 7 years. Maybe that's it. And you can turn it down, but you're just chosen at random. So now, and you have a 1-term limit nationwide for everything. You can be governor once, senator once, president once. There's no payback. There's no paying back favors, right? So of these 435 people chosen at random to be Congress and the Senate, those people nominate, let's say, 5 people among those 435 as candidates for president. They debate and debate and debate, and then the public votes. They narrow down 5 to 3, 3 to 2, and 2 to 1. That person becomes president. So technically, they were chosen at random from a pool of 435, but then the public gets to vote on those candidates. See, you save billions of dollars in elections. You weed out all of this corruption by doing that. And then the department heads, like the department head of the FDA, the EPA. Do you realize, I mean, it's not illegal for a former CEO of a pharmaceutical company to become the chief of the Food and Drug Administration? Why is that not illegal? I just don't understand that. And the fact is, corrupt presidents appoint the corrupt leaders of the FBI, Justice Department, and so forth. There are many honest people in the government, probably the majority of them, but not the heads of those departments. Many FBI regional people say, look, we found this senator taking bribes. We wanted to throw him in jail. We were told by the president, if you keep investigating that, you're going to be fired and thrown in jail yourself. You see what I'm saying? So you cannot allow presidential appointments of all these departments. That is not allowed. Let the FBI rank and file elect their own FBI leader. They know who the honest people are. Let the rank and file of the Justice Department, of the Food and Drug Administration, of the EPA elect their own leader. No more presidential appointments. So just those 2 new rules, you've eliminated 99% of the corruption right there. And then maybe have a mandatory constitutional convention every 20 years, every generation, to double check, that and simplify everything. For example, you all may remember Reagan and what was it called? Trickle down economics. I used to do stand up and I would make a joke about that. I said, okay, so trickle down economics is you give tax breaks to the millionaires so that they can hire more butlers. And it helps the butler class. Well, that's kind of what they did with this banking fiasco. They gave all these trillions of dollars to the bankers who caused the problem to begin with, who then retired and gave themselves $50 million bonus packages. And they gave each American, what, $1,000? Well, I did the math. They could have given every American over 18 $20,000 instead. Now, if electricity can go from left to right down a copper wire, then it can go right to left, correct? So why not trickle up economics? Why not next time there's a financial problem, send every American $20,000? And what will they do? They'll go out and they'll buy cars and washers and dryers, right? And that will trickle up to the rich people who own Walmart and Amazon anyway, right? So why not enforce laws that way? It doesn't make sense that a person can be told by a residential association that they cannot have a garden in their front yard because it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. You need to put it in your back. It's your property. Right. So I say you need to reverse the chain of command of government. Why do we have this top down, which is what we've had from the beginning of time? Kings and dictators from the top down. That's the same form of government we have now. Why not have the landowner have the final say before the resident association? And why not have the resident association have the final say before the mayor? Let's say the resident association wants to have a gun-free zone. No guns allowed in this neighborhood, even though they're allowed in the city. Can the mayor tell the resident association what to do? Right now they can, even though the mayor doesn't live in that residential area. So why not have the resident association have the final say before the mayor? And then why should the governor in Sacramento tell the people in Los Angeles what to do and what not to do? The mayor of Los Angeles should have supremacy over the governor. And why should the president, who doesn't live in California, tell the governor in California what to do and what not to do? You see, that needs to be reversed, right? So if you can have trickle down economics, you can have trickle up, and if you can have top down government, you can have bottom up government.
Make sure that. Yes. Make sure I hit the super chat. If y'all got a question for Bart, he's here. He's laying it down right now. So make sure you hit the super chat. Make sure you also hit that like. I see Knowledge Born in the building. Peace to the gods. Make sure you hit that the like and that bell.
Notification bell.
That notification bell. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. But if y'all got questions, he's really going in. Children of Anak. Just wanted to. I know you talked about the Nephilims. We're gonna get into that. But go ahead. But Bart, this is beautiful. I like the bill. I want to add something to what y'all was saying too. The pharmacy. It's so funny how the word pharmacy sounds like came from the word farm. And you know, farm is where fruit come from, but pharmaceutical is like their own way of doing things. You know how words come together, but
they're farming their own.
Yeah, well, farms come. Yeah, exactly. Well, the gardener and the farmer, you know.
Well, actually, that word is in the Bible in a last day prophecy. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Revelation 18:23. Now, most people are mistaken. They think the New Testament was written in Greek. It wasn't. It was written in Aramaic first, then Greek, then English and all the other languages, except for the book of Revelation, which was originally written in Greek. And Revelation 18:23, and talking about the last days, poetically basically says there'll be tremendous population reduction. It says poetically, there won't be brides and grooms having weddings anymore. There won't be parties because there's no people around. And then it says the reason why. It says the reason why is because the nations were deceived through sorcery. Well, the Greek word for sorcery is pharmacology. It's saying in the last days, there will be tremendous population reduction because people will be deceived through pharmacology. You see that? Now, Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini, Pac, all those people combined killed 50 million people less than 100 years ago. And the people who run the world out of their own mouth say they want to depopulate the world by 95%. You see? And what better way than to trick people into killing themselves? Remember, they're tricking us into thinking we're free when we're slaves, because 90% of Americans cannot have their way. And we have to ask permission to go out, permission to go shopping, right? That's slave. We have the worst healthcare in the world, and our greatest accomplishment is a complete lie. So why not trick people, right, into killing themselves, right? In a way that would be kind of a trickle way that wouldn't all happen at once. And it says right there, Revelation 18:23, that vast numbers of people will be killed in the last days because they are being deceived by pharmacology. Says it right there. Isn't that amazing?
That's deep to me, because I ain't gonna lie, because a lot of people not I think a lot of people are hurt today in society. They're not really fully healed, and I think a lot of things you're saying kind of makes sense, you know what I mean, in general, because there's a lot of traumas that people go through, but it's because of the manipulation of the world that we are living in today in society. So that's actually really that's really home hitting for me. That's really home hitting.
It was hidden in plain sight when they had the Georgia Guidestones, but now they took down the Georgia Guidestones because supposedly somebody blew it up conveniently. But it said right on there how much they wanted to have as many people on the earth.
Man.
Well, I have a podcast. If you go to Sibrel.com, I now have a subscriber-based podcast. And in that podcast, I talk about things that if we talked about on other platforms, they might take it down. One of the clips that I show is a famous person who founded Microsoft, who promotes certain medicines for billions of people to take for an illness they don't even have. And he said out of his own mouth, the Bible says twice, once in Proverbs and once out of the mouth of Jesus, from the overflowing of the heart, the mouth cannot help but speak. And so this guy, initials BG, was speaking years ago. We show it at my podcast at Sibrel.com. Just click on subscribe to Bart's podcast. He says he wants to lower the population by 95%. That means if you have a room of 34 people, he wants to get rid of 32 of them. Good news, Killah, it's me and you. We survived. So, and anyway,
Hey,
and then he says,
yeah.
Then he says one of the techniques.
Got him.
Then he says one of the techniques to lower the population. First thing, he lists like 5 things for lowering the population. The first one out of his mouth is begins with a V, and it's a medicine that people take for an illness they don't have. He says that's the first tool to lower the population. Said so himself.
Thank you for censoring it, by the way.
Yeah. So if those medicines are good for you, then millions of more people would live, and those people would have millions of more children, which would increase the population. But he can't help it. He said that's the number one tool for lowering the population. He said so himself.
What happened to Jamie Foxx, by the way?
Exactly. Or many more people than that.
But then they have a movie coming out with Jamie Foxx called Cloned.
Oh, shit.
Right before that. And this looks crazy. I saw the trailer. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Who somebody cloned Tyrone or something? He's playing the main character, and he's talking about they cloned him. Hollywood's weird.
Yeah, that technology has probably been around for longer than we realize.
At the same time.
Yeah, I think, the fallen angels have been messing around with that and sharing that technology with the corrupt people in the government.
Right.
So
grafting, and look, this comes out at the same time the AI phenomenon comes out, where you can imitate voices and You know anything about that technology? AD knows all about that.
Well, I try not to get involved in politics because the Bible says not to get involved. It says a soldier of Christ does not get involved in civilian affairs. So I pray for both sides that they'll do what is right. And I couldn't help but notice in the last presidential primary, one candidate, when he accepted the nomination for that particular political party, did so in front of hundreds of people and walked upstairs and was outside and so forth. The other person only had 4 people in the room and nobody else. The presidential candidate, their spouse, the vice presidential candidate, and their spouse. And then all they did is they walked from a back wall to a podium about 5 feet, and then there was an edit. There's no need for an edit there. I think that's to cover up something. I think the acceptance speech could have been a deep fake. So I sent the video to a deep fake specialist who said the following: 100% a deep fake guaranteed. And they know, how to look for things like that. That means we could theoretically have a president who's a deep fake. I mean, for all we know. That could be done. And they could use a double every now and then, which they did long before, for security reasons every now and then. So we just don't know. Crazy things are going. If they're going to fake the moon landing, right, and fake other things that could lead to the death of millions of people, they'll do anything, right?
Man, it's crazy. Well, I just want to say it real quick.
That's why Michael Jackson's still alive. I just want to say that.
I hope so.
You really believe
we need
that?
some good tunes.
I think Michael Jackson is in an island somewhere.
Man.
You really believe that?
You know how easy it is to find a Michael Jackson lookalike?
Oh, somebody told me that they had they know Michael Jackson look like. But you really,
Yeah.
okay.
But I'm gonna say, it's like it's a show called Inside Job on Netflix, and they canceled the show. But it talks about all these conspiracy theories and everything like that. It's kind of crazy because you're talking about it now, but they canceled the show, and it's actually making me think because it's talking about all these lizard people and the Illuminati and all these different things that are like. Like you said, the staged moon landing. It talks about all this type of stuff, but they canceled the show.
Reptilians.
Kind of puts a little perspective out there.
Yeah, well, my book, I've mentioned this. It's actually interactive. There are 16 video clips. And basically, I write a chapter, and then I say, now go to clip number 1, so you'll know what I'm going to talk about next. I write a chapter, go to clip 2. You can see these clips completely for free at Sibrel.com. Just go to Sibrel.com, click on the top left button, Moonman video links. Now, one of these links, I forget which one of the first 5, I think, talks about subliminal messages, okay? I found the original 16 millimeter print, or someone I know who did, of the sign off from the late 1960s, early 1970s. You remember back when they would shut off the TV at 1 a.m. until about 5 a.m. And before they did it, they would play the national anthem and show pictures of the Statue of Liberty and the Lincoln Memorial and so forth. And this particular one has the lyrics of the national anthem going along the bottom. And when the lyrics change, it kind of does so through like a Venetian blind kind of ripple, kind of like a wave, where you see kind of the old lyrics and the new lyrics laying on top of one another. Well, if you slow that down, and I do it in this link at Sibrel.com, crystal clear, undeniable, are subliminal messages, which say the following: consume, obey, submit. The government is your God. The government is your God. Do not rebel, obey. It says this literally, subliminally hidden in a national broadcast that was broadcast thousands and thousands of times. And then you go to the Lizard People They Live movie, and what are the subliminal messages in there? Obey, submit, surrender, do not rebel. It's the exact same thing in the national anthem 20 years earlier. It boggles your mind. Another clip at Sibrel.com, that's one of the clips of the book, is Dan Rather, 2 days after Kennedy was killed. He says, well, we can't show the Zapruder film, it's too gruesome. But let me describe it for you. So I have a video where his description is synchronized with the actual Zapruder film. And then he says out of his own mouth, and at the third fatal shot, you see Kennedy's head go violently forward, and the Zapruder film shows it going violently backward. He says the exact opposite of the truth.
Yeah.
He says the exact opposite of the truth.
How it goes back. Wow. That always freaked me out. Back.
So they're doing these subliminal messages in the 70s. They're saying the exact opposite of the truth on national TV in 1963. And then the next year, there's the Gulf of Tonkin incident, where allegedly a North Vietnamese ship attacks a U.S. ship. Americans did not want to enter World War II until Pearl Harbor happened, and they wanted to get even. So Robert McNamara, a defense secretary at the time, said he and the CIA said, we need some sort of Pearl Harbor incident to get public support behind the Vietnam War, which Kennedy closed and LBJ reopened, right? And they said, well, why don't we stage this attack? So on Robert McNamara's deathbed, he said that attack from the North Vietnamese on a U.S. ship, it never happened. He and the CIA made that up. That led to the death of 3 million people, including 58,220 Americans. So I think if the federal government and the CIA is willing to kill 58,220 of their own people, I think they're willing to fake an image on television, which they did a few years later, you see. And then you had Woodward and Bernstein, who broke Watergate. They found a CIA document from 1975 that said at that time, the CIA had 400 journalists on the CIA payroll for ABC, NBC, CBS, Reuters, Associated Press, Time, Life, Newsweek, everything. You see? Dan Rather said on the third final shot, his head goes violently forward when it goes violently backward. He couldn't even look up and say it. He was too embarrassed. And Walter Cronkite refused to say it. He had his underling, Dan Rather, say it. You see that? And I remember watching CBS Evening Illuminati News, right? Where they have the, female anchor. And the day they say pregnant women need to go out and get this medicine, she refused to say it. She had her substitute guy say that for her. You see? She wouldn't say that herself. And so these people who run the world, according to the Bible, are Luciferian and murderers. And we have a whole track history of them lying and killing their own people, including Apollo astronauts, according to the dead astronauts' relatives. So this is our federal government, and they're only getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
It's literally Star Wars. It's the rebellion versus the Empire.
That's the crumb we talked about.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
And
Yeah, he was breaking that down last
I'm
time.
Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Hey, man.
Well, he said something about that name. Han Solo.
Han Solo.
I mean, Luke chapter what? Luke Skywalker chapter. Luke Yoda.
Yeah.
We gotta be Yoda. Nobody talks about Yoda.
You have to say Yoda, I am.
Oh, Yoda, I am.
Yeah, I mean, our founding fathers were rebels, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Declaration of Independence, said, when the people fear the government, which is the case now, right? When
Right.
you're pulled over, right?
Yeah.
I get pulled over with a friend who's black in my car. We get the third degree for half an hour.
Right.
It's unbelievable. And he said, when the people fear the government, which is the way that it is now, there is tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there is freedom.
Right.
See? And so we need a whole new rules, right? We need to rewrite the rules of government and to get rid of that are in place to get rid of all that corruption. Elect our representatives by lottery, have those people nominate someone for president, which we vote on. No longer allow presidential appointments of the heads of all the government agencies. Let them be elected from within, and then reverse the chain of command. Have the landowner have supremacy over the resident association. Have the resident association have supremacy over the mayor. Have the mayor have supremacy over the governor, and the governor have supremacy over the president. Do it backwards. Trickle down economics, trickle up. Top down,
fed up.
Bottom up. It would work either way. And it's more respectful of the people, right? And who needs the money more? The banks or the average American citizen? So give the 20 grand to them, right?
Yeah, that's true.
People are just getting fed up with and it's happening in pockets, like here, there. Even young Pharaoh came on. He was he ready to rise up his army and get things put into perspective. And I'm not talking about like advocate. I'm just saying there's pockets of people just the rebellion, the Great Rebellion. I guess what you say, the Luciferian.
Well, technically it's not a rebellion because if the first document of our country is the Declaration of Independence, then the people have the legal authority. It says to alter or abolish government that becomes destructive of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So Betty Grissom says her husband was killed by the CIA. Robert Kennedy Jr. says his uncle was killed by the CIA. So they're destroying life. They're destroying liberty. They're destroying the pursuit of happiness. We have the legal. It's not rebellion. We are legally instituting our rights as written in the Declaration of Independence.
Click up.
We just got to get the right people in charge again.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do we start? Hold on. Let me clip up for that one.
Well, we need an honest election.
That's not good. You think we have it on?
Yeah, that's why you elect the Congress and the Senate by lottery. You don't have to worry. It gets rid of that problem right there. Have teachers, filmmakers, podcasters, right? Plumbers,
and they have to show their ID. This time.
Have them become Congress and the Senate,
Right.
and of those 435, let them nominate 5 people for president. You
Right.
see?
Yes.
So all the candidates for president technically were chosen at lottery. They nominate the best of the 435, and the public narrows it down to maybe from 5 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, based on their debate.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
And they serve one term, maybe a 5-year term. 5-year term for mayor, governor, 1 lifetime. You can never hold
There you have
office
it.
more than once per life. You can be mayor once, sheriff once, governor once, president once.
We got a super chat from Danny Salinas. He says, "Have you heard about the submarine that went missing?" He didn't really say anything else, but you know anything about a submarine that went missing?
Not lately. I mean, generally, when one does go missing, you find out about it like 6 months, a year later. But if it's a nuclear sub, then we're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the most potent weapon on Earth is a nuclear submarine.
Yeah.
Probably one of the safest places to be during any type of calamity, even if it's a meteor strike. Being underwater in a submarine is probably one of the safest places you can be.
Shout out to Dave Flores, animator. He was in the Navy, and he told me that being in the submarine was like being in a mall. And he said it was like underwater for like, I don't know, forgot 2 years, 3 years, just underwater and the whole time. And he said the inside of it was just like you'll forget that
it's huge.
Yeah. It's like being
They're incredible. They're probably the most I guess intelligent machine on Earth. Probably the second best one would be these ones that can make a tunnel underground, and they use the rocks that they're excavating to turn into concrete, which coats it with concrete as they're going through behind them. They're like 3 stories tall. I think they can do like half a mile a day or something ridiculous.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Submarines.
Atlanteans then.
Some people think there's a bunch of tunnels underneath the United States, and that's what causes all the sinkholes going on, that they're preparing for a calamity. Let me throw this at you. You know, a lot of people who study these things know about Eisenhower's famous farewell speech, which he gave, I guess that was January 19th, 1961, where he warned about the military-industrial complex, or basically the Pentagon, taking over the country. Now, mind you, this guy was a general. He was president for 8 years, and he was afraid to warn us during the 8 years he was in office for fear they would kill him. So he tells us on his last day in office, you know, so he could safely say it and get out of there. Kennedy tries to do something about it, and look what happens to him, you see? So Janet Napolitano was Homeland Security Director, and the day she resigned, not too long ago, she said something really interesting. She said, a natural disaster is coming that has never happened before in the United States of America, and whoever has to deal with it after her is going to need a big bottle of Tylenol. Now, there's 3 clues here. Whatever's coming is a natural disaster. Whatever's coming is a natural disaster that has never happened in the 247 years of America. And a third hidden clue, it's a natural disaster that you could know about years in advance. Now, wait a minute. We've had volcanoes, earthquakes, tornadoes, and you can't predict those years in advance, but you could predict a comet or asteroid years in advance because of the mathematics. It's a natural disaster. It's never happened in the history of the United States, and it's a natural disaster that you can know about years in advance. So maybe this little thing we've been going on through the last 3 years, which could be an attempt to lower the number of people on the earth, that is actually in preparation for this big event, so that fewer people will die all at once. There will be kind of a gradual lowering of the number of people to prepare for that event, so that it won't be a big shock.
And then they can blame it on
Bible
aliens.
talks about this as well. What's that?
They can blame it on aliens that don't exist.
Well,
They could.
well,
May or may not.
Man.
well, no, I wasn't saying anything. I was just saying I wanted to break that down. I'm zoning right out of the good zone.
The green tea?
Yeah. You just threw me off, AD.
Oh, my bad.
It ain't good. But I wanted to say something about No, just go out. It'll come back to me. The aliens. No, you said with the aliens.
There's a cosmic event.
Do you
I suspect there's a cosmic event company. The Bible talks about this too. Jesus says in the last days, the stars will fall from the sky like ripe figs. I think that's a meteor shower. Revelation seems to mention 2 large asteroids hitting the earth in the last days. So I think there's some cosmic event that Janet Napolitano was warning us about, like Eisenhower warned us his last day in office. And everything we're going through now, whether it be economic collapse by the end of the year or this alleged illness or whatever, it's probably stages preparing for that event.
Right.
Would you consider that Armageddon?
AI.
Well, I would say it's probably one of the signs we're living in the last days.
Revelations.
Well, AI is like aliens because no one saw that coming. They look just like us, and whoever's controlling the internet, which we don't know what internet is really. You know what I mean?
It's a foundation. It's the foundation of the matrix being formed.
Right. There's no body. Right, but it's controlling everything. It's like, where's the physical internet? There's no physical. There's just it exists, and we all knows a part. It's just like watching it, game.
It's the brain of the Ethernet.
Right. But what is it? But we know it exists.
Yeah.
Could you physically touch the internet?
No, you can create something that has AI.
Right. It's in there. It's like alien, but it didn't exist yesterday. Even now, boom.
Yeah.
And look, as soon as you turn it on, there's light. 1,000 points.
Yeah.
I had to get mine on. All right. As long as I got Bart smiling, we good. We on the same page, Bart?
Yeah. I did touch it one time, but I got electrocuted, lost all my hair.
Oh, man.
Oh, you touched lightning?
No, I touched the internet.
Oh, there you go.
Got electrocuted, and all my hair fell out. Yeah.
I got you. That's a heavy thing to do.
Man.
Stepped in that zone. Yeah, so, yeah, man, so this information has, it's like we've been talking about it, it's been going on, but now it's close. And then we have whistleblowers like yourself who went all the way there, who got in a physical altercation with them, man, basically.
Yeah.
And the names that you know is very important because these are the people that's behind the hidden hand, behind the curtain that's really making these moves.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's actually fascinating to me too. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, one of the interesting scriptures, I think it's Acts 17:26, it says that God chose the place where you would be born on earth and the time in history when you would be born, so that you would have the best opportunity to be saved. Right. So if these are the last days, which I believe they are, then that means God has chosen us with really the great honor. It's like, the most important quarter of a football game is the fourth quarter, and here we are at the 2-minute warning, and God chose us to live here for the big finish, right?
Yeah.
So
everybody's at the game, but what is the game? The game is there. It's imagination.
Now we have to initiate Christ consciousness and be above all of that.
Godhead?
Yeah.
Godhead.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Jesus said, deny yourself, right? So it's either being selfish or being generous, which is either loving people or hating people. The one thing that Jesus said that convinces me that he's not of this world is when he said, love your enemy, right? And because you have the Arabs bombing the Jews bombing the Arabs, and the, quote, Christian Americans bombing everybody else. Who is actually loving their enemy, right? So that's really the key. We don't need to disfellowship people from our circle because they think differently than us.
Yeah.
We should, include them and get along and find common ground. Remember, the enemy isn't blue and red. It's the people above who are faking the moon landing, doing 9/11 and doing other things.
Yeah.
That's the enemy. And even those people we should love and feel sorry for.
Yeah.
I don't hate these people running the world. We could drop a few names we all suspect are doing it.
Yeah.
But I feel sorry for them, right? One of the most important scriptures is, what good is it to gain the whole world and forfeit your soul?
Yeah,
that was deep.
They're possessed.
That's deep.
Could be. Yeah, could be.
They're
That's
possessed
deep.
with their possessions.
Man,
That's heavy. There's always wordplay going on. Yeah, that was good. Possessed with their possessions.
Their possessions
Yeah, like
possess them.
yeah, so
Yeah.
man.
possessive.
It's overpower. It's abusing their own power.
And some people don't even know their own soul too. That's another thing too. I think people don't even know who they are, and I think that even puts puts us even more divided. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's why most of us can't come together, because we're all divided in our own ideas, all our pain, all that type of stuff. So that's kind of like really resonant. You know what I mean? And that's actually a good thing that you said we're all here on this planet for the right moment. You know what I mean? So that's true. That makes me think about purpose and life in general. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like really invested in this. I'm really invested in this whole breakdown, and makes me think about the world in a deeper mindset. So,
It's about raising frequency.
yeah,
And there's many ways to raise frequency. One of them through meditation. Other ones through listening to good music like Killah Priest.
yep.
You know what I'm saying? When you listen to positive words, you can raise your own vibration. Music can raise your vibration. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to sit there and go, Om. That's one way. You know what I'm saying? Some people use theogens. Some people use, certain types of DMT and stuff like that. But music can take you there too.
Yeah.
Also, a good home cooked meal that can raise your vibration real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is deep. This is deep.
Man.
But it's true though. You gotta be
I'm pensive, right?
very pensive, right?
Well, God is love. So when Jesus said, love your enemy, he added that it's easy to love people who love you. And all of the corrupt world leaders love people who love them. You see, he says, you're to be different than them. You're to love your enemy. He says, because everyone loves people who loves them and hates their enemy. So to love people who love you, who think the same as you, that's easy and meaningless, he said. You have to prove that you're of God by loving your enemy. He says he sends the blessing on both the good and the bad. And
That's a
we
challenge.
need to do the same thing.
Yeah. That's an ultimate challenge.
Well, we still see it in like Marvel, like superhero shows. Do you know what I mean? We see all the good guys that are doing it out of just,
Ultimately.
for themselves,
Ultimately,
for the
we want
world.
peace on earth.
Yeah, Iron Man's doing it just to be a good guy. Superman's doing it like
Iron Man is Iron Man represents the building of the company, right? It's the Iron Age.
Yeah.
He's the Iron Man, and Superman's the Man of Steel.
Ooh, yeah. Like
Well,
all
here's
these
something
people.
We can go there. We can go there.
Think about Superman.
Uh-huh.
The first Superman, the one who was on TV,
Right.
right?
Oh, that's the one I like.
He killed himself. Okay.
What?
And then think about the next famous Superman.
Broke his
He
neck.
became paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
You
the
see?
actor.
Yeah,
Christopher Reeves.
So maybe that's a message.
Uh-huh.
There is no Superman other than Jesus, who lived a sinless life. You
They're
see?
just like Romans. It's like
God, it was from a horse accident too. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's the
Richard
horse-
Pryor was in one of them. They threw him in there. Remember the three that was inside of the mirror image? There was three. Superman had. I forgot their name. Krypton. I don't know. They was from there, but they were.
the Phantom Zone.
Lord Zod.
You talking about, yeah,
Lord Zod.
General
They was
yeah.
inside of the mirror. They was inside of the mirror. They were mirror image.
It was three
Phantom-
bad guys, or
and the
two bad
Phantom-
and one
those-
woman.
The Phantom Zone.
Yeah,
Superman.
Phantom Zone.
almost like those Nephilims that you talk about, like the
Yes.
Nephilims, and they were coming down. See, they be mirroring things, flipping. It was flipping from the universe, and that's where they got caught. They got trapped into that realm. Yeah.
A lot of Jesus Christ figures, even in Matrix. If you watch the end of Matrix, it shows Neo giving himself into the Matrix, and it shows a cross right there as he.
So
Well, yeah, you think about the film like The Truman Show.
Yeah.
True man.
Yeah.
And then who was the guy above controlling everything? Christ off.
I didn't
See?
catch that one.
And the
Christopher.
true man.
Yeah,
You
he was
see?
watching from the moon.
But
There
Christopher
you go.
Reeves played.
And who is the true man? Because he was sincere. He was pure, right? He's the true man. You see, we're fallen. We live in a fallen world. The Bible says we inherit sinful habits from our forefathers. I remember I took my toddler son, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old, bowling, and I go and I miss a couple of pins and I say, bummer. Then he gets up there, misses a couple of pins, and immediately says, bummer. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, better watch what I say. And so we only sin because we see people sinning and we want to be like them. And the next thing you know, the world is on fire with sin. And that's the way it is. And the sin is basically selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why true spirituality is the opposite. It's dying for other people. Right? It says he who holds on to his life will lose it, and he who forfeits his life for other people will gain it eternally. Right?
Selfishness versus selflessness.
Exactly. That's really the key. And so Jesus led a life without sin, and that was selfless, right?
Yeah, let's build it. So is a man thinketh, so is he. So
it's like giving your life to service in a way.
Yeah.
CoverBoy points out Lex Luthor, which is similar to Lux.
Oh yeah,
Lucifer.
We gotta have my man CoverBoy. He been going there with the breakdowns.
Because Lex.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean,
Lux.
Apollo is another name for Lucifer.
Oh yeah,
It's right out there. It also means deceiver. So as you talk about the Illuminati like to hide things in plain sight, they're saying right there it's a lie. It's a Luciferian lie right in the name. Apollo.
Are you familiar with the telescope that is in the Catholic Church?
Yeah, the Lucifer telescope.
Yeah.
It's in Arizona. I wrote an article about this as well. If you go to Sibrel.com, just beneath the article about aliens is an article about Planet X, which I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of research into and spent hundreds of hours writing the article that the Lucifer telescope in Arizona, according to a Jesuit who renounced the order, and as he was dying, admitted that the telescope is tracking an object that will play a significant part in end times history. I think they're tracking planet Lucifer.
Which also is Nibiru, right?
Could be. I'm not sure. But it is a rogue planet, a rogue angel, rebellious. Right? Now, get this. One of the things I talk about in the article is one of the most important moments in history is never taught in school, which is that prior to 705 BC, every calendar in the world of every modern civilization at that time who had good astronomers, we're talking about the Egyptian calendar, Sumerian calendar, Chinese calendar, Israeli calendar, and Mayan calendar, they all had the Earth having a 360-day year. And then right after 705 BC, all of those calendars changed overnight to 365 and a quarter days. So what happened? Well, the only way the Earth year could change is if the Earth was pulled slightly further away from the sun. And it talks about this in the book of 2 Kings, which was written in 705 BC. King Hezekiah was told by the prophet Isaiah he was going to live an extra 10 or 15 years, and he said, I want proof, make the sundial go backwards. Well, it wasn't really a sundial, it was steps, and each shadow on the step was an hour. And so rather than the Earth having to stop rotating one way, go the other way, stop and go back, the Earth tilted. Well, the Earth tilted in 705 BC because the very next year, the Earth had an extra 5 and a quarter days. So get this. Prior to 705 BC, every month was exactly 30 days. 12 months of 30 days, 12 tribes of Israel. Now, how could you argue against divine creation? If every month had exactly 30 days, there are 12 months and 12 tribes of Israel, and exactly 30 days, all 12 months, how could you say that was by accident? You couldn't. That is proof of divine creation. So the devil, the rogue planet, destroyed the testimony of divine creation. And then Isaiah, which is actually a book about the last days, just like Revelation. It says one of the things that will happen in the last days, Isaiah 13:13, says that the earth will be moved out of its place. And what happened in 705 BC? The earth was moved out of its place. So I suspect that Planet X may be God's end time instrument, Remember, it says in Genesis, he uses the heavenly bodies as signs, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was an eclipse in America, I think on August 21st, 2017. It fell over the largest pagan statue in America, the goddess Athena, in the Parthenon in Nashville, Tennessee.
Really?
And a biblical 7 years later, on April 8th next year, the eclipse is going to fall over Dallas, Texas, the point of no return of the federal government when they killed their own president. You see that? And so maybe crazy. Planet X is coming. Planet X would cause meteor storms. 2. One as it loops around the sun and another one as it comes out. There's a prophecy in Revelation that says 1/3 of all trees and grass on the earth were burned up. So if you can imagine a globe facing you with North and South America in the middle, with the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean on either side, that's 1/2 of the earth. The thing about a meteor storm is it hits 1/2 of the earth and leaves the other half untouched. But that is 1/3 of the landmass, you see? 1/3 of the trees were burned up. So maybe North and South America are going to get the brunt of a future meteor storm. In fact, I had a dream about 6 years ago where I was shown a map of the solar system and a meteor storm heading toward Earth. Maybe all of this is brought about by Planet X. Just go to Sibrel.com, scroll down, and right beneath the alien article, you'll see an article I spent hundreds of hours of researching and writing about the Lucifer telescope and how they're probably tracking planet Lucifer. Because the Church of Rome, believe it or not, probably the higher ups worship Lucifer. You can actually see this on YouTube. Type in Lucifer and Easter service. And about 3 years ago, with I think the Pope in attendance, they do everything in Latin, and someone does a translation in Latin, right? You know, beneath the priest's words, he's saying word for word, "We hail thee, Lucifer. We follow you, Lucifer," right there at a Church of Rome service for Ishtar, Easter, which is really a pagan holiday. It's a fertility goddess. That's why there's bunnies and eggs, right? They used to celebrate Passover. They changed it to the pagan holidays, right? Just like Christmas is really Saturnalia, worshiping Lucifer, who at the time drove a chariot in the sky pulled by snakes with a child on his lap of a bearded man because he ate children. And now people sit their child on a lap of Santa Claus in the mall. If Christmas were about, you know, Jesus, then they'd have an actor dressed like Jesus, and kids would sit on the lap of Jesus and tell Jesus what they wanted for Christmas. But it's not about Jesus, is it? See that?
That's true. Yeah.
Molech and Baal. Molech and Baal.
And all those are ancient names for Lucifer.
Yeah.
Right.
And there you have your horn and your calf foot. Because it wasn't one day like
in plain sight. Hidden in plain sight. Yeah. I mean, think about it. I go into Walmart at Ishtar time, right? Do I see anything about Jesus? No, I see bunnies and eggs, which they've been doing for the last 4,500 years during the spring solstice. And what are they doing in Walmart 4,500 years later? Right out in the open? The exact same thing. Fertility, pagan rites everywhere. Bunnies and eggs, right? And a Christmas tree. The Deuteronomy talks about this over and over and over again. They worshipped under every green tree. It's actually evergreen trees, trees that never turned brown, evergreen, eternal life. They worshipped under evergreen trees. Jeremiah 10 says they cut down a tree and they decorate it with silver and gold. What are the two Christmas ornaments? Silver and gold. They're doing the very same thing. A Christmas tree is completely pagan. It's the center of attention on Christmas Day as an idol people cut down and bring into their living room because it's traditional. How about that?
Yo, this is such a fascinating conversation.
Silver bells, or is it?
Hey, there's an article
bullets?
on there too. I forgot. There's a third article on there that says it's Christmas Christian, right there. You know, it's the article underneath the ones about aliens and Planet X.
Yeah.
And there's multiple links to back this up. That and why, if you're a true Christian, you should not celebrate it. Paraphrasing God in Deuteronomy, he says, when you kick out the nations that I'm sending you to, do not worship me with their pagan customs. So can you take a swastika and put a cross on top of it and make it Christian? No, you can't, can you? And you can't take pagan Saturnalia and put a cross on it, or pagan Ishtar and put a cross on it and make it Christian. You can't. God said, don't worship me with the same traditions as the pagans worship their false gods. Says it right there out of his own mouth. Do it.
I love conversations like this. I'm not gonna lie. This is conversations I love doing. This is what I like to invest my time in, like get deep about bigger than us. You know what I mean? I always think bigger than us. And you know, this world, we just don't know the concepts of everything. But what you're saying, it puts a lot of perspective out there that like gets my mind going, because I like thinking about outlandish things and things that might seem outlandish, but is the truth that, you know, I always say, pay attention to the signs that's right in front of us. That's what I always try to like say, like try to pay attention to what's right in front of you, because we all might miss it, but we right there, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy.
Seek the truth and the truth shall set you free.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that one. See?
Yeah, one of my favorite ministers at church, he used to have this t-shirt on and it said under construction, meaning he's a work in progress and he's leading the church, right? And so I'm learning. I used to not only believe the moon landings are real, I virtually worshiped them. I had a shrine in my house from age 4 to 14 of Apollo 11 pictures that were like a shrine in my bedroom.
That's real.
Had them up that I saw every day for 10 years in a row, 3,650 times before I questioned their authenticity. I used to celebrate Christmas. I used to celebrate Easter. I used to worship on Sunday, when really Saturday's the Sabbath. You know, you have to do it God's way. It's one of the 10 commandments.
Right.
Do not murder is still in there. That still means something, right? Do not lie. Do not commit adultery. Why would one in the middle with the most words that begins with remember not be valid when all the other 9 are, right? God never changes. Same yesterday, today, tomorrow. And even a secular atheist will tell you that the Church of Rome changed the Sabbath in the 3rd century, and that all the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd century churches all worshiped on the 7th day of the week. Get out a calendar. Sunday's all the way to the left. Saturday's all the way to the right. It's the 7th day, not the 1st, you see? And so I have to take it higher. I have to apply these things. I'm learning as I go. I only started recently keeping the Sabbath, recently not celebrating Christmas, fairly recently acknowledging the moon missions were fake. I was producing $1 million movie for 3.5 years, still giving them the benefit of the doubt that the moon missions are real, until I found the classified footage, which you can see for free at Sibrel.com. And I said, that's it. They didn't go. I'm seeing it right in front of my eyes, them faking being halfway to the moon. What more can I say? They really didn't go. And so then I learned about Christmas. I learned about this. I'm, work in progress. The main thing is to be teachable. God says he opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. So what's the definition of pride? Pride is simply the unwillingness to be wrong. And humility is the willingness to be wrong. I talked to a college professor of an aerospace university. He said there's no proof that would ever make him recant the glorious moon landings. And I said, well, what about this? What if you saw Buzz Aldrin on national TV tearfully confessing the moon missions were fake, and the guy said he still think he walked on the moon anyway?
Wow.
You see that?
Wow. And pride can get you killed. That's a real deep saying for me.
Yeah.
Well, I just
so you got to be willing to, and it's good to be wrong. Number one, you're not walking around in error anymore. And number two, you're learning something new, right? So it's good to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we just had an astronaut walk in. That'd have been off the hook because it'd have been on right now.
An astronaut.
Yeah, man, come on. Oh, man, my man, Brian. I remember Brian Ford. We did this track together. And shout out to Brian Ford that came in. We did this.
Yeah, I parachuted in. Man.
Yeah. Got this. Hey, so yeah, we got some music. But and you make music too, don't you? You have a song?
Well, I made one song. If you go to Sibrel.com, click on the Moonman video links. I think you showed the music video last time.
Yeah, we showed the last one. It was a very
I wrote a song, kind of my summary of my adventures making the moon landing films and all the trouble I went through. You can play that as I leave if you want. Go to Sibrel.com.
Right.
Click on the top left button, Moonman video links, and it's link number 15 called the Moonman song.
Yeah, well, we got a lot. We got a lot to go through.
Oh, and a flat earther, by the way, did the music, and he did a fabulous job.
Who's
Hey.
that? Big up for
Man.
You know.
Yeah.
So we can get along, Rodney King. The flat earthers and the round earthers can get along.
That's right.
And the more important thing is we know the moon landing was fake. We know corrupt government officials are running the federal government, and we both believe in God and Jesus. So
both round and flat.
That's the most important thing, right?
I have a dream. Both round and flat.
We come together.
Yeah.
One globe.
That's what I'm saying. One flat globe.
No, one geometric shape.
Like a big piece of toast.
I have a dream.
Yeah, maybe when we die, we'll find out we were both wrong. It was a cube.
Oh, hopefully not. A cube would be like more Saturn worship.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. Straight is the narrow.
I always love jumping in when I come into the show because I always jump in at like the total Larry David moment.
Yeah.
You know, where it's just like you just never know where you're gonna jump in on the Killah Priest podcast, man.
Hey.
You know, bring some flat earth to music. Yeah.
Well, if you want, we can call it a day, and if you want to play that in music video on the way out, feel free.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call it a day. We have to call it. This was a beautiful build. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to get up out here, but yeah, we're at the end of the show because we have a couple of super chats that we got to get into. I want to say Brian, Sibrel. Make sure I held that. Make sure I said that right. Yeah, exactly. I want to thank you for coming through, and this has been very good. We covered a lot. Man, you went in today. It was a great build. The Podcraft salutes you and thank you for coming through, and we want you to come back one day.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this in the chat. Go ahead and if you want to show this link as I head on out. It's the song I did. Kind of summarizing my little adventures, and I wrote the lyrics, and John Driver, Flat Earther, did the beautiful music.
Flat Earthers and Earthers,
and it shows the punch in there. It shows the famous punch and other things in there as well.
What you would call it if Flat Earthers and the Globers get together?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, what we call
flat globalists.
Well, globers are just flat earthers, who haven't turned yet.
Haven't turned
yet.
Yeah. He's dug in.
We still divided. We still divided.
I remember when they first brainwashed AD.
Yes. When I was a kid, and they showed me the globe in school.
Now we've been looking for the leader for a very long time.
But there's no leader for the truth. There's only a leader for the lies.
There's a leader. It's David Weiss.
No, he just presents well.
I just said it. I just told you.
There's no leader for the truth.
David Weiss is the leader.
Seek the truth, and the truth will set you free.
The Flat Earther, he started.
The truth will set you flat.
Huh?
Seek the truth, and the truth will set you flat.
They've been hiding it for a very long time. He's the leader. And I thought AD was the leader for a minute. He played it
No. I just learned what I learned.
I really thought you was because
there's no need for a leading because there's nothing to sell at the end of the day. Once you know, and then there's no need to tell everybody else. It's like, okay, I know, and you know what I mean. You don't really feel the need to go and tell everybody.
I feel.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, if everybody finds out, they find out. But I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. It's like, yo, I found out. It's up to you to find out too if you want to.
Holy flat words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Flat, super flat.
Holy
miles
flat
and miles.
words.
Hey, look.
That's the flat book.
That's the flat Earth right there.
I'm working on the flat book. There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
But we having fun, man. Shout out to Brian once again coming through.
Yeah.
You can stick around. We do music and stuff like that at this point. But I want to
Yeah, go ahead. I put the link for the video in the chat if you want to click on it. Go ahead as I depart.
Yeah, Bart, we're gonna play that at the end of the show.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead.
What's up, Brian? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
This is an album we got
Yeah.
that you can hear right now. There's a single. It's on Spotify. It's on Bandcamp. And yeah, it's slamming, man.
Yeah.
So if you like,
I love that LPs came back. I love LPs.
Yeah, they do them over. Yeah, especially.
Isn't that amazing?
but people like to own something now
Yeah,
because it's all gone digital. Because I like to have something you can hold on to and look at. And this is original art by this really talented dude, Jibba Anderson. He does he did the album cover here, Priest. That's about it. It's a very accurate depiction of him right now. You know what I mean? Totally ripped. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I've been in the gym.
Yeah. So that was taken that was a rendition from a month ago. But yeah.
They're collector's items.
Yeah. Yeah. You can peep it on Spotify, but this album's got there's another producer on here, tall black guy who's just good. That's got that. And there's another track.
That's his name.
That's
by
his
the way.
name.
Yeah. But but no, vinyl's coming back, and you can get a signed copy of this. We got a limited edition amount that that Priest will sign, and it's already a collector's edition. So,
and where can they get that?
you can get it from Bandcamp. I'll put a link up for you. I'll send it over to you. But you can go through there and get it, pre-order it. It drops August 11th is when it officially drops. But you can hear the single on Spotify and all the streaming services now. Mystery Channel.
Yeah, I got a lot of music that's out there, man.
It's good.
Great, man.
It's
Added
good.
to the election.
Exclusive.
We did this in Chicago. You play, man. He plays the keyboard and he play the bass, and then your brother.
Yeah.
And it great. I'm surrounded by great musicians. AD is a musician. I told you before.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Speakeasy. Yeah, because
well, guys, I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to get back to work.
All right, my man. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much.
Sure. Good to talk to you.
Yo,
you too.
Hang in there. Be safe.
Yep. Shout out to Vinny.
Thank you, Bart.
Yeah, and anyone who wants to get the audiobook, just go to Sibrel.com or watch all those movies for free.
Exactly.
Nice. Gotcha.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Yes, Brian with an I. I'm Brian with a Y.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah. I'm Brian to the next.
Vinny was the first one that brought him on. I want to shout that out.
Oh yeah, shout out to Vinny B.
Yeah. When he first came on, and it's beautiful, man. This who did the artwork?
Jibba. This guy Jibba Anderson. He's really, really good. He does like kind of superhero motif kind of looks.
Yeah.
And so he took different pictures of he put together based on the way this album was and what we got in there. Yeah, so lyrically it fits way the album looks.
Yeah.
It looks a little dark, but it's the music's
dope.
It's really dope. Yeah,
all natural beats, all live instruments.
Man.
I'm rhyming over live instruments. We got 6 joint. Well, 3 technically. We got 6 with just beats, right?
How much you benching this?
I'm benching.
This is this is a little bit of exaggeration, but not too much.
Man,
but you can hear it on Spotify if you want to bring it up. I mean, it's a good cut, man.
Rich.
Exactly.
now you over here benching like what?
Yeah.
400?
Timeless, man. Timeless
405?
benching.
Yeah, you can bench like 405, right? That's 4 plates.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yo, speaking of benching, I need somebody to lift a curse.
Yeah. Shake some skulls, man.
It's always wordplay.
Yeah.
Wordplay. The wordplay hour.
Yeah, but dude, that's the Bandcamp link. If anyone wants to pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're talking doing some. I was just talking about doing a show in Chicago though.
Yeah.
In August.
Okay.
To base it around this, because I was putting that together. So yeah, you know, there'll be some. This will be a good summer. So far, it's been a good summer.
Yeah. So far, yeah, exactly.
It's been a good, lot of good music, a lot of good stuff going on, man.
We coming through. So we're gonna be doing. Oh, shout out to Sister Asia too.
Yeah, shout outs.
Yeah, shout out to Sister Asia. She's checking out the Podcraft.
Yeah, she was nice, man. She was cool.
Yeah,
she's been around for a long. She's been a fan for a long time.
Mm-hmm. She's been like
fan.
Yeah, she's been a fan.
Fan.
Yeah,
Pleasance.
No doubt. Shout out to everybody that's in there. Did we got some super chats?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, we were supposed to get some super chats.
We actually right on schedule.
We were supposed to get the super chats for Brian, right? Kind of slipped that mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good though. Come back with it.
This week.
More questions will be asked later.
Let's
Mystery
see.
Channel. The Mystery Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buck the President says KP and Busta Rhymes neck and neck for the most brolic chains I've ever seen.
Miles Brock. Thank you, man.
Gavin Shaolin says the real conspiracy is hope and the real aliens are us. Word. Glory to be God and she is in India. 777.
So hit that one again.
Gavin Shaolin.
I like that. So the real conspiracy, the real alien is what?
The real conspiracy is hope and the real aliens are us.
Yeah.
He says Amani na bara. Gratia yo. You'll be okay, my friend. Vai ficar. Bem. Boom. ×3. I don't know what that means, but thank you for your super chat.
The 7th cometh and the 6th is at 10.
Yeah.
Shout out for if he saying stuff. Heard all this stuff, man. Yo, go ahead.
We got another request for a song. He said, Gavin Shaolin says, please play Killah Priest, Prophets of a Man, after we land the Podcraft today. We already got 3 tracks to play after the Podcraft.
Yeah.
I'm really digging AD your large screen that you got here, though. I
Thanks,
really appreciate
man.
that. It's looking good, man. The Podcraft is looking better every time.
It's my BAM.
It's an upgrade of some sort. Yep.
My BAM. I call it my big ass monitor.
Yeah. No doubt, man. Thank y'all. Yo, listen, this has been great.
Yeah.
Knowledge Born, where you at? We're about to go. We're gonna move it on to the music.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I gotta open
music
Zoom
time
again.
There's a lot of good music out there now too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
In this digital age, you just got a lot of, you guys connect a lot of artists too. When I watch this, it's always good to hear, like, you're always bringing up people,
Yeah.
I want this to fall.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna sign that one right now.
Yeah, you should.
So
$50, man, through the link. There's a Bandcamp link.
I'll just sign that one right now.
This is going to be one of those things where, like, you show your grandchildren, you'll be like, I got this signed Killah Priest album.
Hey.
It's worth $10,000 now.
Hey.
But yeah.
Yeah. Prophets of Man. What Prophets of Man? Shout out to man. They got jokes. There's a comedy out there, man. He's a comedian. You gotta watch out. Shout out to infamous Galaxar. I can see you in a long time.
Hey.
Galaxar.
What up, Galaxar?
Let me see. Let's do some acknowledgments. Jamie, I need that female energy. Some more females, y'all need to come on. Come on, bring that female energy to the craft. Yeah, exactly. Come on.
Ladies.
Yeah, ladies. Y'all make a
bring the
you need that energy.
To balance things out.
Come on through.
Too much yin, man. You need some yang.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the women were the yin.
Well, but there's too much yang. You need some yin.
Yeah.
Sprinkle some yin in there.
Yeah, baby.
This is going through.
Well, there were the goddesses last Wednesday, right? Because we had Sister Asia, and then there was other fine lady that was here.
Yeah. Yeah, they coming through.
Yeah.
Outcomes critical.
You can't really tell from the video, but this is a huge palace we're in right now.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's like 7,000 square feet. If you're a viewer out there looking, you can't tell because you see you see Egypt behind us, but really, we're in a really big place.
Thank you very
much. It can be overwhelming sometimes, a little bit. A lot of cats.
One cat.
One cat with a lot of big personality.
Yeah. Girls are always asking, like, how come you don't get, like, another cat so that you have 2 cats?
Man,
I'd be like, then I'd be a dude with 2 cats. Like, I don't want to be a dude with 2 cats. It's hard enough having 1 cat.
Yeah, dude with 1 cat's okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a guy with 2 cats.
Yeah.
You know how weird that is?
Yeah, 2 cats or more. If you get a dude with 2 cats, you might as well be a dude with like 20 cats.
1 cat is good. Once you have 2 cats, it's a little weird.
Yeah, but your cat is like got attitude. He's not.
He's a
just,
lion. I have a freaking tiger for a cat.
Yeah. Because it's one thing if they're all just purring and they're too nice. That's a little weird. But if you've got a cat with an attitude,
he's a guard cat. Really, at this point.
I would not come into this. That thing. Yeah, I went up because I forgot about it because last time I went to pet him, the thing almost took my hand off. Yeah. It was so cute laying there. Yeah, I pet it. It's like, it was crazy. It was like,
you know, it's the craziest cat.
Yeah, he's a Virgo.
Yeah, those Virgo cats.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good. Animals like me. I was surprised.
Not that one.
He'll let me pet watch. At the end of the podcast, I'll be pet. The thing will be right here, and I'll be petting him.
Yeah. Cat is. Cat. That's why.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Spaded.
Yeah.
Nice way to say cut off my junk.
Yeah. Well, I'd be pissed off too. You know.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off.
He gets mad.
So we know now the cat doesn't just have his tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than that, but.
Cat got your balls.
Yeah.
We should be laughing. Maybe that's I feel horrible.
Yeah.
But he goes like this. Yeah, exactly. What kind of cat food you feed him?
These nuts.
we're gonna have an interview. We're gonna
These nuts in a can.
Mojito and AD exclusive. AD and Mojito hour. See him. I like right there.
Yeah, this is my last
People want to
cat.
know about everybody. Yeah, you can't get it.
After this cat, I'm done.
Oh man,
I got like a 16-year-old
What about that
dog.
goldfish you had? Remember that those fish you had?
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
So I went to the fish store because I had a big ass tank, right? Like 55-gallon tank. So I went to the pet store and started just buying random fish. I'm like, let me just fill this thing up with fish.
The betta fish, and they killed each other.
Well, yeah, I got a beta. I didn't know. Well, it wasn't a beta.
It
I
was
bought
swimming upside down.
It's like a small version of a piranha, Oscar.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, let me get that black and orange one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And it was a baby, so I figured I'm buying a bunch of baby fish. Shouldn't a big deal. The guy selling them to me was like, "Are you sure you want that fish?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not? He looks cool." You know what I mean? So I bought that fish. Months later, he grew bigger and ate all the rest of the fish. So he became the only fish in that 55-gallon tank. And he ended up getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He got to be about this size. Yeah. You know the kind that you buy that goes on a plate.
Eyes turn white and he starts flooding.
Yo. So when he was hungry, he would he would stare right at me, right?
Yeah,
like wherever I
dope,
walked around,
like
he would just stare at me. You know what I mean? So he put his nose to the end of the glass and he would like flutter, like pushing against the glass. God. And it created like just raging waters all over the of the tank. Just
what is food? Wow.
Fish
and
are
he would
smart.
just push against it.
Fish are a lot
crazy.
smarter than you think, because you think like fish, because they're like they're underwater, they don't have any feelings or something. But like, I don't know. I had an encounter one time with like in a saltwater tank with this shrimp, and it was like checking me out. I swear, I don't know. My kids had a fish tank too, and I look at them. They're not. I don't know. Fish got a lot of personality, more than you think. They really do. Because what you're describing, that's like fish with attitude. Like he was like, he was
every
like taunting
pet I
you.
get just gets attitude.
Yeah.
Oh.
The cats get attitude. The fish. I like to see your cat.
Oh, you should see the
fish.
girlfriends I've had. Oh Lord.
Man.
And he's a Pisces too.
Yeah.
I'm
just too chill, man. But I ended up I kept feeding them, goldfish and stuff. Ended up being.
Hey, tell us about your girlfriend's name.
No, it's a whole other show.
Hey, you said it.
I had to learn astrology to understand all that.
Oh yeah.
My fish would die though. We'd have a little ceremony because my kids would be like, "Oh, you're dead." So I didn't know what to do with it. So I would just I would make a little shroud out of toilet paper and put it in there and wrap it up, and I would say some words, and then we'd flush it down the toilet. It worked. You know what I mean? It worked.
I got a whole video of me flushing down my sister.
Oh,
yo,
no!
Shout out to my little sister.
Does she know that you were flushing it?
Oh, she definitely
okay,
do.
because I want to.
No, she's not that young. She's not that young.
Okay.
But she.
Took the fish away.
I had to. Yo, my little sister bought all these fish. Yo, it was like day by day. It was like each day one fish would be upside down. I got to take him out. It used to be bad because I don't think she knew how to take care of fish. They had white stuff on their eyes. They was swimming all crazy. One was swimming like this.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
gotta-
ruthless in like an aquarium. And it's just
Man.
Tony Gallons, and you got all these little fish living together.
Yeah, you
They
gotta
mess
take
each other. Drama going.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of politics between the fish, and there's just stuff. Who gets to sit in the little, like, you know,
You
the
gotta
little
not-
decorative treasure chest that's in the water, and all the other stuff. They can swim in there.
Now,
I watched it for a long time.
That's true.
now, if you put a fish in coffee,
Oh, okay.
did you
Caffeinated.
They'll
you-
die.
Did you drown? Did the fish just?
Put
Yeah.
a fish in coffee?
Can you drown?
Well, their gills probably can't suck the water through, but
It's too acidic.
Technically,
Yeah.
you
Explode.
drowned the fish.
it's better than nothing at
I
all.
don't know.
It's too acidic. They gotta have the
I'm
right
saying you're not
pH.
supposed to be able to drown a fish.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah.
That's a way to drown the fish.
They probably
Yeah.
That's
explode.
bad.
Real
That's
thick.
dark. I'm just saying.
I was moving once and I killed all my fish by putting them in fresh water
Yeah.
Yeah, salt.
because they have to have conditioned water.
Yeah, you have to put.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. You have to put some drops in there.
You're
Like,
salt.
yeah.
the nitrates, the nitrites, all that has to
Yeah.
be balanced. H.
Nah, you need gunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
all
God.
new now. They got some new type. You just get the gunk from
Oh,
like a
okay.
swamp or something,
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
the
you're
water.
right.
Yeah.
And you have to throw that in your tank and let that
It sets
rock
the
for like a
pH
week.
to go right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gunk.
Well,
Just
fresh
get-
water is one thing. Then you go to
Fresh.
like salt.
Salt
Salt water is
water.
a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That's
it's just
You gotta have
that's
somebody
crazy.
come to your house for
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
It's like,
But it's
Good
pretty
out,
cool
baby.
though. But like a beta fish. Just,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, from PetSmart.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
just put them in a
Uh,
bowl and they're good.
yeah.
Well,
Those are gangsters.
sword-
Little
Yeah.
Japanese
Yeah.
betas.
So
They'll
if
mess
they,
up
them
other
little
fish.
mean little, yeah,
They are.
that's
Oh,
all
yeah.
they do. They can't even put them in the same tank. If you could keep them in a tank, I think because fish got bad memory, right?
Just got
They-
bad.
they-
memory.
So,
I
Think a
don't know.
goldfish forgets every 5 seconds. I don't believe. Yeah, it's like,
Well,
where am I?
but think about how
that's
big
a
it-
good-
What are we talking about?
That's a good
Yeah.
place.
You know
that's
how
why you
big their
can't train them.
brains-
That's why you can't teach them any tricks. They
You
just
got
don't ever remember.
dementia. Dementia.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Deficia.
That's why they can just swim around a little bowl all day. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, this-
Wasn't I just here?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they really knew what was going on, it'd be
Yeah.
like a serious fish revolt.
Oh,
Because,
I
you know,
can't
maybe
keep
we're
fish.
in like the fish bowl right now, you know, and we don't know. We're swimming around, and we just because it could be the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's
There
all
is water
relative.
in the air,
That's true.
Yo.
That's
Yeah.
true.
especially in Florida with the humidity.
Yeah.
See?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna get a giant tank again and get one beta. He can have the
Yeah,
entire
it'd be
tank.
like
Why'd
this
you get an
kingdom
alpha?
for it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Get an
Yeah.
alpha fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beta, I know it.
Just
No,
one
we-
Playing on
beta.
words. I'm playing on words. My pen. My
Always.
hey,
No, it's in whenever you talk about like fish stuff, I always will.
Oh, Priest can do a whole album on
Yeah.
fish.
yeah.
He just did a whole one on a forest.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fish.
Next is
I love
fish.
a fish.
Yeah. No, that I used to have my
Killer
little.
whales.
We used to have these little frogs too. These little freshwater frogs that would stay at the bottom. Get a lot.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You
No,
know,
I've
you ever
seen
seen those
those.
before? Yeah, my
Yeah,
PetSmart.
those.
Basically what you
Yeah,
got there.
you gotta get
I'm a
the
big
ramen.
frog guy.
I wasn't either too, but these ones, but like,
They swim underwater, right?
yeah,
Like
they swim underwater. Then you have to dump the food. Like you have to almost like shower them in food, or else they won't eat. I don't know. I know, deviating away, but in a way, this ties into music because there's like
Something's getting-
underwater and
Yeah.
You're jumping to conclusion.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was an Office Space.
I could talk
reference.
goldfish all day, man. I really could.
That's real. Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah.
I was born.
Is he here?
Should be coming through. Let's get it on. Somebody said Philippine said fishy.
Fishy. Man,
Oh,
yo.
Come
Yeah,
on.
albino clawed frogs. That's it. Whoever said that. That's why.
Or fish.
Yo.
Yeah.
When you talk about fish.
Shouts to all the fish, man.
Yeah.
That all.
I wonder if fish know how good they taste.
Oh, man.
They taste. Yeah, they don't. I mean, I don't know. I took my
Sushi.
sushi's good. I took my kids to like a farm to fishing for the first time, and it was like all the fish were just in this little pool, and you just threw a line in there. It was
Right.
guaranteed to catch a fish. It was kind of messed up
Yeah.
because then you pulled it out, and they were like you had to hit the fish over the head.
Right.
And one of my kids
it's a
like
catfish?
lost it. Yeah, they're just like this old man was like you
Yeah.
gotta.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was traumatizing. My kids
yeah.
never want to go fishing again, man. But
Man.
I'm like, that's the cycle of life.
Mhm.
You know, we're gonna eat him later.
That's right.
But he ended up just staying in the freezer for a long time. I don't think we ever.
Never ate them. Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, we
It's okay.
All right. I mean, that's probably not the fish that you want anyway, right? You want some salmon.
Yeah.
Or a fillet of
Yeah,
fish.
fillet of fish.
Brian,
Yeah.
Cod. Yo, I think we're gonna go ahead and start the intro at least.
Hey. All right.
Yo, it's time for a segment that we call song promotion.
Song promotions.
Yeah. Where we promote songs. Are you ready? We got a few submissions in today. Yes, sir. Okay, here we go. Our first submission.
Dag, you want some tea?
Yeah, man.
Good. Podcraft, you have to have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'll heat you up real quick.
I'll take some tea, man.
Yes,
Thank you.
good. That one I got you.
Damn, today's Monday.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it heat up for a little bit. Give you some.
Yeah.
Today is Juneteenth.
Oh yeah, shout out to Juneteenth. Lamar Park should be off the meat rack.
Oh yeah,
we'll have to
Cali.
go through that. Yeah.
I know in New York they're going crazy right now. I know that for a fact.
And why in the building?
Hey, shout out to everybody who's from New York, man.
Let's see Coach in the building.
All right, our first submission is from Sparks from New Jersey. The name of the song is called Privacy, the MP3. Here we go. What you think?
That was
cool. I liked it. I like the sample. Going through changes. Sounded good. I like that snare. What y'all think?
It was a calm beat. It was real calm. You know what I mean? It was real chill, laid back. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a cool beat. I have no problems with it. You know what I mean? I find like an artist could really listen to that and find something to say. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a dope track.
Definitely could fill it in with some lyrics, something going on in there. Pretty trippy. I like to cut up samples and stuff. That was really cool. Definitely.
Choppy sample. Dope. Like the way it sounds. Fire.
Nice. All right. Next up now, we got a track here from Ajna Chakra from Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Midwest.
Stranded there for one time.
Name of this
This was a
song
Dipset.
called Do Levels.
Okay.
Video.
Yeah.
Video, so I want to make sure
Yeah.
y'all see it. 1 second. Take it from the top.
Okay.
Thank you, Big Sound.
Ain't gotta worry about shit, I keep the blick. So protected cause you know I'm really infinite. Ain't fucking with the lame shit, I've been equipped with the lessons and the blessings, bitch, you know I'm lit. Raised by the most high, just to do this shit. Life look crazy, but you know I'ma get through this shit. Don't give a fuck about clout, bitch, I'm really real, I'm really trillin'. If it come down to it, yes, I really kill. These demons, they ain't on my level. Cloud hopping, ascending from devils. On earth dropping tabs like a rebel. New portals, dimensions, new levels. Ain't gotta worry about shit, I keep the split. So protected cause you know I'm really infinite. Ain't fucking with the lame shit, I'm equipped with the lessons and the blessings that you know I'm lit. Ayy. Ayy.
Hey.
Solid for oh,
Hey.
that was different, yo.
Hey.
She is very pretty.
Yes, that helps a lot.
Yo, that's great.
That's real good.
Shout out to her. That's Ajna Chakra.
I like that chakra.
Yo, she got a whole YouTube channel and everything. Yo, make sure you're subscribed. We're gonna have all the links in the description. But that was great. I like the sound. I like the way it's produced. Sounds good. Video's cool. I think it's a good introduction to her if she has more tracks going, because that's a good intro for her. You know what I mean? It's like boom, here's a sizzle. Here's something to check out. I like the sound. And she's very pretty, so that's all I gotta say about that. What y'all think?
Very visually appealing. I like. There's very. I think it fit the song, the lyrics, the way she looks. It was good. I think across the board, I was captivated right off the bat. I have to tell you, yes. Thumbs up from me. Thumbs up from me.
It's important in the entertainment industry.
It is.
Hey, we don't get female artists like that, you know? So definitely dope. You know what I mean? Definitely. I ain't gonna lie, it's very seductive flow. Nice little beat with it. You know what I mean? I like that. I ain't gonna lie, that was dope.
Something hot about women with holding guns. I don't know what it is. You know,
They're
Something
dangerous
was hot
as
about
is.
that. You know, a really hot woman holding that's a good effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dangerous but sultry at the same time.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna say, what's her name? Are you finished? yet?
Ajna.
Ajna.
Ajna Chakra.
Ajna Chakra. It's a dope name.
really cool name.
That's the first time I heard word Most High and it was sexy like that. She had the Most High, like the Most High. It's like, yo, that was so dope. We'll give her a
In
bomb.
my dreams tonight.
Yeah, definitely come back through. See, we need that type. That's a good vibe right
female
there.
vibe.
Yeah.
The divine feminine.
I was just saying that too. We need, feel me? You need a little
And the
female
voice
attention.
was very sultry.
Yeah.
It is.
The production was good too. It was clear. The low bass. Like
Like,
Actually conscious, right?
Most High. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She got a whole YouTube channel though. It's pretty.
Hey.
She like a YouTuber.
Hey. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So y'all check her
Big up
out.
to her.
Like I said, links are gonna be in the description.
Yeah.
Cool.
nice.
See, it's not just song promotion; it's artist
Yo.
promotion.
God bless the internet too.
Yeah.
Man,
Rolling like
How you saying it?
she's hot.
Ajna Chakra.
Ajna
Chakra.
Ajna
Chakra.
Ajna.
No. Aj.
It's not Anj?
AJ.
AJ.
AJ and A.
An.
So Ajna.
Anjna.
My name is so boring, man.
Anja, let me know how you say that.
Yeah,
That's a cool name.
Right?
I like to know.
Hey, Brian is brain.
That's true. It's been spelled that before. BRAIN. You know, I'll take it. I'll
right.
take it. Very exotic.
But yeah, Ajna Chakra.
Oh, that's a.
Yeah, she can let me know.
Chakra.
I hope she can let us know.
Yeah.
I mean,
A+.
Very cool. Great submission. Thank you for that. Let's keep rocking. Next, we got a track from FJ.
It's like a shark skin.
Yeah, get the hat. Get the Kangol, man.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the legend LL.
Man.
Sharks fit.
FJ Postmortem from LI, New York, Orlando, Florida.
Alan.
Oh, there you go. And name of the song is Land of No Chem, produced by Cade Swet.
See, from long time.
It's the land with no chem, like a day without chem, but all the time, fam. Wookie roll Han Solo, watch Millennium Falcons, Generation X, no millennial outbursts. Feeling like you're retired now, living like a boomer. There's no chemtrails here contributing to the tumors. Big Disney clouds look like Simpsons intro. Why y'all breathing in metallic rainbow particles? No fluoridated rain in the watering holes. The air quality here feels like how New York was 30 years ago, before the land got hit with the chembos. Overcast skies by Brookhaven Labdo. While I'm breathing in air that's tropical, not congested in the city or mastic land rural. A huge load off my shoulders, gaining years of my life back, not being experimented on as a lab rat. In the land of no chem, it's a nice habitat. Might see a bald eagle or hawk catch a rabbit. Instead of dead raccoons, y'all see gator roadkill. In the land of no chem, the wildlife is so ill. The floral arrangements with exotic nature. In the land of no chem, there's no hatred. Laid back, relaxing in traffic jams. But New Yorker might catch road rage on a vacation. But never mind the tourist living as a resident. In the land of no chem, a barium aluminum sediment. Can actually admire a sunrise or sunset. Cause there's no geoengineered ripples, electromagnetic. In the land of no chem, no gray skies of cobwebs, like the fifth sign of what the Hopi tribe's prophecy says. In the land of no chem, no gray skies of cobwebs, like the fifth sign of what the Hopi tribe's prophecy says.
All right. FG Postmortem. That's interesting. It's artistic.
Cool visuals with that.
I see his music as being something very artistic, especially the way he's doing his videos. It's kind of similar to the submissions that we get from Galaxar. You know what I mean? Where it's all about more of an artistic kind of demonstration rather than the type of song that you would just promote normally. You know what I mean? Kind of unorthodox, but sounds cool. I like it. What you think?
I thought the visuals were cool that went along. It was cool how they put the visuals were syncing up with the lyrics while like it told the story, what he was saying. I thought that was cool. I thought maybe it could have been mixed a little better, but I think the visuals though along with the lyrics was pretty cool, man. I liked it.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. He's getting better. Once I think it's honestly all the mix. That's really all I think it is. But I think when I hear his words, I know he's saying something real. It's raw. I like that. You know what I mean? Pause. But like, what can I say? It was dope. It was a dope track. You know what I mean? I just think that it got to be mixed. That's it. I mean, that's all it really is. You know, that's it. It was dope though. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing though. He's improving.
He submitted before?
Yeah, he submitted before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He got lyrics. Dope. You dope lyrical. And I would agree with all y'all. Just have it mixed better. Next time, just have it mix was a little, but your lyrics and what you were saying more, less, Hopies and saying things that provoke. I like that. You know what I mean? So I just want to say that, but just have it a little bit more. I couldn't hear it so much, but I heard enough. It was dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Moving on.
Yeah. Well, we're flying through these today.
Hey, take me off speaker. I mean,
take you off speaker.
No. Speaker? Did I just say that out loud?
I could turn your mic off.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This next track is by Kenji Clark. I'm sorry. No, the artist name is Shokan. Name of the song is Believe.
Okay.
Yeah, from Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Like Horace, kick the shit out these rhyme like Chuck Norris. The hot shit, 16 bars and no chorus. Take it to the house like Damon Stoudemire. Trailblaze tracks, set the booth on fire. When the beat breaks down like Mariah, pill cap, blood stain left on your attire. I spit the hot shit that melts glaciers of ice. To be precise, the kid's nice on the microphone device. Fully loaded, the crap shot, roll the dice. But think twice, I get dirty like Cajun rice. No dough, I take the jewels and ice. Cut your wife, living the life in times of trife. Use common sense. We bring you to the light. Bum rush niggas elevate to Olympian heights. Ripping the mic, flow running, wash away parasite. Rinse them clean like the original. Cricket toe was pawn the scene. What up, Dread? To my niggas locked down, just hold your head. You want some more? Well, let's go toe to toe. Rhyme for rhyme, show throw rockets like Roger Clemens. And leave y'all non-believers finished.
I like it. It's got some old school sound. It's good to hear some turntablism right there. I love hearing the scratches. Great hip hop element. I like that track. What y'all think?
I have to agree. I like the scratches, man. I'm always a fan of scratching. You can always make a strike a track spicy with some scratches in there.
Yeah.
It just always pulls it back. I liked it.
Yeah, I like the flow. It was very appropriate for the flow. Yeah, it was a good beat. I like the sample. Yeah, it was dope. It was I ain't gonna lie. It was a good little flow. Good little something. It was very conscious. It was a dope message and good lyrics. So it was fire.
Yeah, I like that, man.
My dad in the background. He's here. He heard the song. He likes it. You know what I mean? He's gonna throw a little bomb for that.
Yeah, go a little bomb for you.
I mean,
damn.
Hip hop. That was like little old school hip hop flow.
Yeah, it was old school.
That.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next, just a heads up for everybody who's submitting these tracks. Where it says name of song, I need you to put the name of the song, not your real name. I already have your real name on the top, but please look at what you're filling out. Where it says name of song, that should be the name of the song. I just want to make sure because I'm seeing a few people put their real name under name of song.
You talking from the last person?
No, I'm not saying for anybody in particular.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to call anybody out, but I've seen a few times people are putting their real name where it says name of song.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like,
what's the name of the other artist we just heard?
the last artist's name was Shokan.
Oh, that's Shok. Okay. I remember you submitted before.
And
I
the
remember.
song name was Believe.
Believe.
Okay, next now we've got an artist named Fella B from Melbourne, Australia. The song is called Let It Be. love this.
Yep.
Perfect mix with the sample. Nice, bright snare. You can put some turntables on this.
Yeah.
All that.
Hey.
Old school.
Bass just comes in there, layering it up.
Fire. I love beats like that.
Very
See,
Pete
this type of
Rockish.
beat, it's great for a freestyle. It's great for someone to do like a mixtape track where they just want to show off their skills. A lot of room to rhyme. It's got a shuffle beat. It's got the old school head bobbing. You know what I mean? The head bobbing type of beat, like Tribe Called Quest. I love that shit. Great beat. What y'all think?
I agree. I like the beat a lot. I like the snare drum. I just like the playfulness of it. It's simple. It's cool. It just kind of rolls along. There's a lot of potential. It's good if there were lyrics on it. It's good if there's not. It's good as instrumental. A lot of hip hop I like. I like a lot of instrumental stuff, you know, and that reminds me of stuff I listen to when I just want to hear just the music without, you know, any rhymes, cruising down the highway, driving, that kind of thing. That's what I was thinking of when I heard it. I liked it.
That was well put. That was very well put. Yeah, it was dope. You know what I mean? Like I said, Color B, I know he's spit before. He has like little freestyle beats. You know what I mean? If you want to, yeah, like you said, like a mixtape and like really go in on whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to go hard on. You know what I mean? It's very appropriate. You know what I mean? How your flow is, everything like that. Got it. You know what I mean? You got a good talent. You know what I mean? Subscribe to him. You know what I mean? You got a lot of good freestyle beats. I've been noticing that after a while.
And I'm a fan of. I think the drums make the song. The drums sound good and the beat sounds good. Everything else just kind of goes over top of it.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear a song, whatever style it is or genre, it's like if the drums got to be tight, it's got to be like clear and just good sounds. And when as soon as that started to play, I was like, all right, I like this, just because the drums kicked hard.
The bass and the snare is the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Everything else is just season.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I dare say, take the drum, take your favorite music and take the drums out. You know, it's not going to be the same. You know, but that was good. The beat hit me.
All right.
My dad liked it in the background. I always got to mention that. The people that think he's not here.
He's always here.
He's always here. He's just lurking in the shadows.
Yep.
He's omnipresent.
Ethereal.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. I'm trying to load up the Aurora Borealis track. It's taking a... We're going to come back to that.
Okay.
In the meantime, we're going to go to CoverBoy.
CoverBoy. Hey. He was in here earlier.
This is going to be track 2 and 3 from a mix here he has called Revelation 12:1.
Uh-oh.
Go, track 2, Virgin Maria. Yeah. Here's a beat for Halloween. if you know what I mean. It is Jade Green, from here to Virenes, the green bean money-making machine. Since 18. Get the citrine. I'm a fiend for the caffeine, if you know what I mean. Get the cysteine, sea green with soybeans, spring clean, the string bean, the sunscreen. Got about 13. See me, I'm unseen like the vaccine. Wine screen, wine bean, wax bean, I'm widescreen. Unclean, traphine, smoke screen, Celine.
Straight Madlib.
Dramatic, very dramatic.
Yeah, it's a rhyme brainstorm. That's the energy I like. I love how that's a slow enough beat where you could just say something like rugged. You know what I mean? I mean, I wasn't making sense, but if you were to write to that and put something that was just like intensity, that'd be a great track for Priest also.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, of course.
A lot of tension and release. A lot of the little, I like that.
Yeah.
It made me think of, it was kind of had a little bit of an 80s tinge to it. I was thinking, I like that.
I like that one. That was like mass destruction.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like mass destruction, Madlib. I could see a lot on that. You know what I mean? So this CoverBoy, I mean, you know what I mean? He makes very theatrical beats. You know what I mean? It's theatrical. You know what I mean? So it's dope. You know what I mean? I had no other things to say. It was mass destruction. Like that's my mind.
That's one of the beats I like a lot.
Yeah, that was gritty.
CoverBoy.
It was grimy. It was gritty.
That
it was
one's
hard,
fire.
You know what I mean?
What is the Revelation 12:1 though? You gotta wonder. That makes you think.
That's something that's ready. You know what I mean? Whoever's gonna go on that, it's gonna be energy right there. It's gonna be
That's a good
energy on
freestyle beat too.
Grimy. You know, it was straight
for Halloween.
Yeah, you want to blow up the world. Like I feel like that'd be like a evil villains.
You want it, Priest?
Yeah, my dad
Yo,
said
Priest wants that.
Yeah, he wants that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Cash machine, butter bean.
Man.
That was cool. All right, he's got more. But wait, there's more.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wait till you hear track 3. Okay, I feel like that beat was specifically made for Priest.
Yeah.
I don't hear anybody else on that but Priest. That's a Priest beat.
Yeah. I think the flute, if it just dropped out and let the vocals kind of go over the top of it, would be cool. And have the flute come in, you know, as like a chorus kind of thing, could be cool. But it's got a lot of personality. I would like it. I liked it. I liked it.
Oh. Love that, right?
Priest loves it.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, that beat, whenever the day comes, I gotta take my shades off for this one. whenever the day comes, you know, CoverBoy, you put me in a realm where like I love to be creative on your beat, and I would say this because you put me in a world where I already know where I'll go with that. Definitely fire. I ain't gonna lie, I have no other words to say about this. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, you put me in the realm, you know, and I got a whole concept. You know what I mean? I already got a whole concept, and he puts, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Oh, did you hear that? Your dad says you could have it.
Yeah, nah, of course. You know what I mean?
If it's cool with CoverBoy, I'm sure it is. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, CoverBoy, send that to Solo.
Man. Nah, I know where it's at, though. I could get a CoverBoy.
Yeah?
I could get
CoverBoy,
cool name,
too.
I mean, if it triggers something in you, if you go.
Yeah, like, that was like, it put me in that realm.
Certain beats will set you off. It just, you know, suddenly it's bam.
Yeah, it's
the floodgates open up. It's the tickles your soul a certain way.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's just the floodgates open.
That's how I feel about that Halloween.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
It's like a project. It's like a whole project he put me into just now. Like very theatrical soundtracks, beats. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like, yo, I'm gonna praise you. Listen, you should get like a movie title, like some like where they write, you know. Yeah, soundtrack. You know what I mean? You should get at least like some type of praise for that, you know?
Soundtrack by CoverBoy.
He puts you there, you know what I mean? So it's dope. It was fire. I ain't gonna lie. I got nothing much more to say. My dad loves it. You know what I mean? So bomb.
CoverBoy gave you diamonds in the chat.
Hey.
Nice. Okay. Ooh, he put solo gems in the chat. Oh, I see what he did. You're right.
Yep. Yeah, drop jewels all every day, you know.
You're right. So Aurora Borealis, I was gonna play your track, but as you can see, it says currently processing. Please wait a few seconds. We've been waiting for a few minutes. I don't know if you just uploaded it or what, but I can't play it. So man. Aurora Borealis, if you want to just send me the MP3, there's an upload feature in the form, or email me directly. info@killahpriest.tv. No, that's Priest. AD@killahpriest.tv. You email me direct the track and I'll play it. But as of right now, for some reason, it's not playing off the Band Lab. Okay, so we're going to move on to Oni Dakini.
Oh, okay.
She has submitted another track.
Hey.
And this one is called Time. Here we go.
Yo, my flows are horrible, but the truth you see is just a model of what lyricism used to be. Fresh like produce, I produce fresh flows. It's a show like the ruler with a gold tooth. It ain't a children's story, y'all children bore me. Corny ass rhyme pattern, smash them into half an atom. And y'all still won't be bomb, I'm explosive. I got you open like the Northern Cali trees you smoking. I'll leave you frozen like the coldest icy breezes blowing. And I still won't be calm cause of motives. The Vatican employs shit stabbing idiots. They touch little kids, fuck Queen Elizabeth. I go ham like a pork pie baked in the shape of a Star of David for an Israeli banquet. What? Attacking with heat.
Oni, shout out to Killah Priest and the whole craft. ADKD solo.
I must be diabetic cause your rappers are sweet. Try and edit. I be denying credit card applications. From my space station, I wait patient. Motherfucker, this is foul, flagrant. Go hard in the paint like I'm Rajon Rondo's agent. A little pop culture. I'm really here to stop vultures from feeding on hip hop culture. What? Agent Tesseract beheaded whack bitches. I smack bitches in the face. Stop. Y'all acting like bitches a disgrace. Stop. Put rap back in its rightful place. The heart, I'll attack you and rip your whole face apart. I be coming in the infinite minute to diminish your gimmicks with lyrics to finish winning the pin and get it, forget it, ripping it, magnificent lyrics hard, not impotent, intimate, innocent incident, immaculate, not the silly wickedness of Christian shit. I'm a show off, I rap my ass off, and if Rhode Island got my back, I'm about to blast off. Tap the bottle, what? Twist the cap off. I'ma take rap to the past, y'all can act soft and sing your song about the girls in the club. How you gonna act hard when you talk about love? You a pimp, a player, or maybe a thug? Most rappers nowadays act, swat them like bugs. Money, hopped in the hoop.
Spazzing.
About to get paper like loose leaf. Knock 2 teeth out these 2 freaks, out 2 seeks. Kick 'em like Bruce Lee, motherfucker, who's he? Agent Tesseract, known as Fest One. Treating rappers like my stepson, disciplining lessons. Finish your work, or when dessert comes, you get none. Go to your room or get the belt, son, and then some.
Yeah. That was hard. Great submission. Oni Dakini, I don't know where you found him, but I don't see his name in the credits here. It says Rajon Rondo. I don't know if that's his name, but that was a very good rapper. Liked it. What y'all think?
Definitely good rhyming, man. Stuck to it. Remind me of Deltronic kind of thing, man. Yeah. I was impressed with the lyricism. I was impressed with the rhythm of what he was saying. I liked it.
That's the only. That flow was fire. I don't care what anybody says. Yo, that was fly. That was a fire flow. It was fire. Just he spazzed. I didn't think he spazzed on that. He zoned out. He actually just spazzed out. He just said, you know what?
Spazzing.
I'm just gonna go on there. You know what I mean? Like and just. He went in. I ain't gonna lie. That got me excited though. That was dope. That was fire. I ain't gonna lie. That was fire.
Yeah, definitely Deltron.
Solo approved. You know what I mean? That's how I say it. Solo approved.
Yeah. Priest, you liked it too, right?
Oh, of course you love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Word. Okay, so we've got that email from Aurora Borealis, and here we go.
All right.
It's called Inner Peace. Okay. Positive things. I like that the drums are louder than the sample. Comparatively speaking to other submissions he's submitted, the sample used to be too loud. Now I think at least the mix is better because I can hear the drums more than the sample. So that's cool. The strings and the harpsichord kind of gives the atmosphere of like slow and somber and almost kind of sad, which I know is probably intentional. You've got the harpsichord going on there. But then that bass drum kicks in, boom, bop, boom, boom, bop. I think you still need to play with the mix. It's a lot better than your other submissions as far as, you know, the sample's not too loud. But you really want to work on quantize. There's a quantize feature. I don't know what you're using for your drum machine, but I could tell the bass drums and snare is out of phase, you know? So we really, because you can tell, you know what I mean? You really want to hear that boom, da, da, doom, doom, da. maybe want to play with the hi-hat volumes. You know what I mean? I would. It's definitely not done yet. But I would continue adding on to that and probably add a bass like ba-boom, ba-boom, boom, ba-dum. Some kind of like a bass note, because you got the drums, you got the kick drum, you got the snare drum, you've got the mids happening with the strings, kind of creates the atmosphere. You've got a little high end with the harpsichord, but it needs like a root, the root bass. It could even be one note. It could be like ba-boom, ba-boom. You know what I mean? It just needs a bass note. That's what I would.
That would make the sample and the drum stick together a little bit better, because there's a big contrast between the two. That's the beauty of the bass. Mm-hmm. The bass is sort of the common denominator between the beat and the melody. Kind of sticks it all together.
Yeah,
for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah. I feel he did it on purpose. I feel you, Aurora. It's all art. It's all subjective art at the end of the day.
Yeah, so it was a raw beat. It was very raw. You know what I mean? I think he did it very, like he's kind of said it. He did that very intentional. It was a very raw beat. It's just a raw beat overall. It was fun to me. You know what I mean? If you want to like go hard, if you that's why it's good to take little constructive criticism. Just because just improve where it could be improved on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't always gotta listen to us, you know what I mean? You just it's all love, you know what I mean? It's all love. But it was dope, you know what I mean? Just it's how you want to do it, you know what I mean? If you feel like you could get more creative with it, go all out, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it was dope, you know what I mean? It was okay. You know what I mean?
Well said.
It's a good to honest reactions like this, because you're hearing it for just right off the bat. So I agree. I think it's got. I'd like to hear some bass in there. I like to hear some bass in there. I like to hear that. I like that the beats real like boom, smap, boom, 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 smap, because it's not trying to hide anything. It's just right there. But I hear a bass line. I think it would glue it together. Really cool.
He said, "I rap on it. Yes, good that beat. Okay."
Yeah, and Oni pointed out something. Her rapper said no quantize. That's true. When you do quantize, you need to be careful, because sometimes it can make it too robotic. So hopefully you have like a shuffle. I always mess with the shuffle. I use Fruity Loops. So everything's already quantized, but like if you mess with the shuffle, it gives you kind of more of a swing. It makes it more hip hop, so to speak. If you just don't add the swing, sometimes the quantize can just create too much of a robotic, too perfect type of boom bap. But like I said, you want a little bit of swing or shuffle is what it's known. That's what kind of creates. It's almost like jazz. You know what I'm saying? But that's getting too technical. Either way, that's that. It sounded cool for the most part. Now this concludes our song promotion segment. Thanks for everybody who submitted. If you want to submit for the next episode on Wednesday, go to killerpriest.tv/song promo, link in the description. Yeah.
Hey, that was very unexpected. I wasn't expecting that.
I know.
Definitely dope song promotion, dope. You know what I mean? It's all creativity, it's art. You know what I mean? We love art here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's expressed in the right way. And listen, it might not sound, if it sounds critical, it's not the be negative, it's just to improve, you know what I mean? Or be better. I mean, we all should take in something and be able to improve on something. And it's all about just taking criticism in general. So it's okay.
It takes a lot too to put your music out there like that, just for people to check it out, because a lot of people, their music just sits in their hard drive, doesn't go anywhere. So to put it out into the masses and just so people listen to it, give their 2 cents is it's a big step.
Yeah, it's just our opinion. You could do whatever the hell you want to do.
Listen, trust me. Look, I'm pretty sure whoever paid. Is he right?
Yeah, right? I think so. Da Vinci.
Da Vinci? Yeah. All right, cool. I had to make sure. Next thing you know, it's gonna be Leonardo. But anyway, I'm pretty sure when you started out, I mean, people was criticizing him, and look what you got. You got a masterpiece. So that's where it all starts. You know what I mean? It all starts with that. So
it was Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah. Oh, it was Leonardo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. See.
Well, that was just reading something about the Mona Lisa. There was like, because there's this Warhol going out there of prints. I don't know if you saw. There's like a Prince Warhol that were like just a couple years ago was only going for like 10 grand. Now they're going for millions. This goes to show, it's all subjective. what could be worthless right now might be the next masterpiece. It's all it all just depends on the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. There you go.
And iron sharpens. It's all love though. I love the artist. You know what I mean? Creativity. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get better with my creativity too, so I'm not perfect either. You know what I mean? But same thing. Yeah. It's all the same thing. It's all love. You know what I mean? I get criticized too. You know what I mean? So it's all love. It's all love.
We all have, man.
Yeah, man.
Sure. You gotta put yourself out there. You know?
Yeah.
You gotta put yourself out there.
That's a real lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got gems up there. But I love the song promotions though. I love how free to express themselves. That's what I love about it. You know what I mean? That was a great idea. I don't know who came up with it.
I like how fast you went through the song promotions too.
Yeah, music is one of the that's the cat, right?
Yeah, that's the
person. Crazy.
I'm not messing with the cat.
That was crazy.
I'm not messing with that cat.
Y'all ain't see that? Yo.
What happened?
Nah, it was the way Mojito looked.
He was moving
it looked like a person.
Cats be disappearing. They be doing shape shifting.
Yeah.
That looked like a person.
Yeah, that looked like a person. I thought it was bugging too. I was like, nah, that's wild.
Moving like, I was like, what?
Nah, man.
Goldfish.
The 9 lives. We're gonna play something for the play one joint for the
Yeah.
Which one you want?
Yeah, these are mystery channels it's on Spotify now. All over if you want to play that one, man. It's like
is it on YouTube also? Or?
It's on YouTube too. Yeah.
YouTube because I'll get a better playback.
Yeah.
Mystery channel.
Mystery channel, yeah.
Mystery channel.
All live beats done by my man right here.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be there. Mystery channel, Killah Priest.
Hey, mystery channel. Who's that?
It could be anything.
Oh, this is straight live, yeah.
Killah Priest. Quiet Ford, one accord. Wu-Tang. The years 11111. Temple of Doom, astronauts sent from the moon. Foreign countries, the mummies awakening tomb. Cobwebs attached to bobbleheads. In the shed, apostles are dead. The old man begs when gospel is spread. The bees are hung, tarot cards are read. The carol is sung, rituals are said. Seance in the mausoleum. Outside, Lucifer drives by in the car that's European. Far from where the guards can see him. The Higgs sister with bows in their hair. All posed in a chair. The picture is not clear. In the corner, the photo of baby with dolls in the stairs. I write drama, horror, karma, conquerors of the trauma. Mother Teresa, Jeffrey Dahmer, the cigar smoke, sit on top of the scenery. I move pins like machinery. Mystery channel, light the candle. The black mice crawl over pianos. 3 children in the book of Daniels. Mystery channel, the mystery channel, the mystery channel. Mystery channels, like candles. Black mice crawl over pianos. 3 children in the book of Daniels. Mystery channels. The mystery channels. It's the mystery channel. I tried to hide in England. Demons chased me screaming, begging for my semen. I felt the beast breathing. Switched the scene. They want my genes. The black crow sits on the arm of kings. Satan let go of murder of ravens. The goat masons prepare the feast with the beast with smoked bacon. Took an oath towards the whole nation. Dracula from Africa. Disguised as an ambassador, the virus carrier. I'm Sherlock Holmes with otherworld-like poems. Michelangelo with the flow. Darwin theories, the Martian series. Channel L, planet of hell. The warlock spells, the door knock, then the bell. Dwell in the land of Nod, looking for a god. Follow that star. I'm Solomon Mars, or King Zohar. The crystal and pistols, squeeze knowledge pistols. Wow, wow. Or stand up, keep tight. Mystery channel, light the candle. The black mice crawl over pianos. 3 children in the book of Daniels. Mystery channel, the mystery channel, the mystery channel. Mystery channels, like candles. Black mice crawl over pianos. 3 children in the book of Daniels. Mystery channels, the mystery channels. It's the mystery channel. That my Gucci's amazing. Fire.
A lot of imagery in those lyrics, man. Mother Teresa and Jeffrey Dahmer. It's just like, wow, the contrast, but somehow it fits. Somehow it makes sense, man.
We did that before the plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before the, you know what I mean?
Before the pandemic and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And we was talking about the virus.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was a premonition, man.
Yeah.
You saw it coming.
Deep.
That was a mystery. Yeah.
Periscope. Yeah.
Mystery channel. That was a mystery right there.
It's a periscope.
That was dope.
Yeah, the other songs on the album are just are in that same vein, but yeah, it's definitely worth checking it out, man, because there's a lot. The other original on there, Snakes with Wings, that's coming out with, it's good too. It's got the same kind of imagery. Just yeah, man. Every time I work with you, Priest, man, just like I get lost in the lyrics just because there's so much imagery, man. There's so much deepness going on.
Thank you.
I mean, it's genius.
Oh, bless
it really is.
It
It really is.
Oh, bless. No doubt, that's what we do. All right. So we want to thank you all for coming out. Right. Make sure you go get it, man. It was a beautiful show. Today we got to get open build. You know what I mean? Brian Sibrel. Yeah, he came through. Once again. Thank you, man, for coming through and dropping the knowledge. And thank you too, Brian Ford, coming through.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Exactly.
It's always love coming down.
AD, thank you, man. And thank you to Coach Solomon.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean?
And thank you, chat room, craft room, Rocketeers, Craftmen, back doing it. I want to send a special shout out to everybody out there. How about that?
Hey, like that.
And got anything you want to say?
Yeah, just always good vibes here, man. Always good to be out. Always good with the Priest. You guys do a great Podcraft. I tune in every Monday and Wednesday. Check it out. It gets better and better every time.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And AD, you always do a good job, man. Coach Solomon.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to be part of the fam and everything, man. Thank you.
Hey.
Well,
let me just say this. I want to say this. You know what I mean? I love coming on here. I love the love y'all give. I love the art that's being shown to us. I love it. You know what I mean? It's like when I came out here to California. You know what I mean? I was finding my purpose. I was chasing. I found it. You know what I mean? I found it. So I feel good. You feel good being here. You know, it's good. It's good y'all showing me love and accepting me. I mean, obviously that's my dad, but like accepted me though. You know what I mean? I appreciate that love and I love that. You know, so that's dope. You know, so I'm gonna start doing solo sessions. I haven't been doing my solo sessions in a little while. You know what I mean? Tune into Instagram. You know, I'm gonna do my solo sessions let y'all know on the stories. If you watch the stories, I'm gonna start posting whenever I get the chance. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna do the solo sessions again. You know what I mean? I'm gonna talk about whatever. You know what I mean? If you want to hit my Cash App, support me a little bit. You know what I mean? That's cool. Anything counts. And keep elevating, keep rising. You know what I mean? Doing the same thing. I'm working on my art, so don't worry. I'm still writing. And I'm doing my thing. And peace, y'all. Like blessings.
Peace.
You want it like that? All right. Yeah. Peace.
Peace.
When I was born in 65, Grandma Ruth said never lie. So key to life was only truth. Listen to Grandma, old Ruth. In the Bible, Ruth refused to go until the truth she was to know. Great God man said truth to be would loose my chains, set me free. I grew up dreaming to tell my stories of fancy tales of angelic glory. Instead my train derailed my truth, my dear old grandma, old Ruth. She said the truth was worth the die, to beat old Satan, to beat his lies. I left my dreams to fight for truth, and dear old grandma, old Ruth. funny thing, my first big film, loved and hated like the heat of a kiln. Hero to some, others wish dead. Hard success, hard head. Astronauts wild, I never flinched. My armor was the truth I pinched. Nervous now that I was groovy. Sweaty palms just watching that movie. I grew up dreaming to tell my stories of fancy tales of angelic glory. Instead my train derailed my truth by dear old grandma, old Ruth. She said the truth was worth to die, to beat old Satan, to beat his lies. I left my dreams to fight for truth and dear old grandma, old Ruth. And cursed, punched in the face for facing this life of the human race. Some say patriot, some say traitor. Guess it depends on historical speculators. Astronaut sons of the CIA to take my life far, far away. Instead the curse fell on his head at 26. He's stone cold dead.
Have him whacked.
I grew up dreaming to tell my stories of fancy tales of angelic glory. Instead my train derailed my truth by dear old grandma, old Ruth. She said the truth was worth to die, to beat old Satan, to beat his lies. I left my dreams to fight for truth and dear old grandma, old Ruth. Seeds to root, grow up large, a truthful shoot. Then someday when I am old, they'll tell my story I long ago told. Except now they'll say instead of Ruth, Bart's the grandpa of this old truth. Not really true, 'twas Bill before me, and Jesus my brother, waiting for me in glory. I grew up dreaming to tell my stories of fancy tales of angelic glory. Instead my train derailed my truth by dear old grandma, old Ruth. She said the truth was worth to die, to beat old Satan, to beat his lies. I left my dreams to fight for truth and dear old grandma, old Ruth. Like dear old grandma, old Ruth. Love dear old grandpa, old Truth.